Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic. The two championship games of the boys division to come. The late game will be the boys national championship game to be played between Bartlett, Tennessee, and Olympia, Florida. But first up, the state championship game of the state bracket here, and a couple of familiar opponents to do battle here this evening as the Archbishop Rummel Raiders take on the Jesuit Blue Jays. Well, they're District 9-5A rivals, and there's a great storyline with the coaches as well. And this is a good matchup between two good teams because Archbishop Rummel comes into this 13-4. Jesuit comes into this 13-5. Bill Gallagher joining us. Bill, always a pleasure. And obviously, this is a matchup you're very familiar with and a matchup that you know all about for a long time now.
Yeah, two teams that play each other multiple times in district, in the Catholic League. They've played each other many, many, many times. Very familiar with each other. Mirror images of each other tonight.
Well, you're looking at a coach, and Chris Jennings has been doing it for, what, 32 seasons, and he's the dean of coaching in the area, Bill. He's an outstanding basketball coach at his alma mater, and, of course, was an outstanding player, too. And he's bred a lot of coaches that have become head coaches that have been on his staff previously, including the coach he's coaching against tonight.
Including the guy he's coaching against tonight, right. He's been around a long time, won a lot of games, well-respected, does a great job every year, runs his program the right way.
Well, he's got a couple of players that he didn't have last year that were hurt last year that are really his best players this year in Washington and Lowe. They were both out last year. They're both back this year.
Yeah, and they did a great job last year even without them. But having those two guys back makes them even tougher. But you know what you're going to get from Jesuit. You know what you're going to get. You're going to get that motion offense. You're going to get some man-to-man defense. Very patient, very skilled, very smart.
They beat Family Christian in their first game. Then they took out their district rival and grade rival, Holy Cross, in a last-second win last night, 50-49 to get to the championship game. That was a big win over a Holy Cross team that had only lost one game.
Yeah, right down to the wire, and the vaunted back cut from Jesuit with the winning basket. This kind of looks like an old CYO bracket with the way it's worked out for this tournament this year, which is not necessarily a bad thing. You're playing some teams that you're going to play again. In fact, I think these two teams play again Friday night, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're playing real soon again.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised tonight if both teams maybe played it a little close to the vest, maybe saving something for the district games that count a little bit more than this one does.
Well, anybody that knows Scott Thompson, and you know him really well, knows he's not going to play anything close to the vest, and he's not going to do anything that's not 1,000,000%, and that's just his nature. Timmy, you've seen Archbishop Rummel. Let's be honest, this was a desolate program. I think that's the right word for the last 3 or 4 years, and it's been an unbelievable renaissance this year. This might be one of the most improved teams in the area, if not the state, based on what we've seen, and you've seen them, and they're just vastly improved.
Yeah, so far for this season, they're the most improved team in the state. And look, they got the players. They've come up through the ranks. They bought into what Scott wants them to do. And you got to like their team. They've got all the little pieces. They got a good postman. They've got good leadership at the guard spot. They've got 3 or 4 guys coming off the bench. Sometimes he plays 5 off the bench. And, they play hard. That's all you can ask for as a coach, is for them to play hard. And they're gaining confidence as each game, as they play each game, they get more and more confidence. So they're going to be a hard out in the Catholic League. And you know, fortunately for our tournament, we've had the whole Catholic League here this year, with the exception of Brother Martin. And you know, hopefully they've enjoyed their time here.
Yeah, and that also improves the attendance. I mean, you get a good crowd as a result too, and that certainly helps. I for one, am thrilled to see these schools participating. And I surely hope that Brother Martin does in the future, Mr. Gallagher. So I'm just giving you that edict, man.
Well, I wish I had more to do with it than I do.
I understand.
You know, and to have Jesuit in the finals with Coach Jennings is good to see here. So to have a Catholic League, all Catholic League finals here in the state bracket is good to see.
All right, so with the Rummel team, you guys have both seen them. I mean, it's not a star team. It's a team that has as much depth as any team I've seen in this tournament, because they play as many as 12 guys, and they're equal. They're equal in skill level. I mean, they have guys. They were down 9-0 last night to JFK, and they pulled all 5 starters, put 5 guys in, and bam, it's 9-7 in a second. They changed the game, and they have that ability.
Well, we saw them right before Christmas in the Country Day tournament, and that's what Scott did. He substituted like the old two-lane posse.
Right.
He put 5 guys in, 5 guys out, and he did that 2 or 3 times during the game.
Well, you got Davis and Dewey coming off the bench, and they can turn around a game for you because of how gritty and hard they play.
Dewey was their star in the game yesterday. He was just terrific in all phases, and boy, did he defend like crazy in that game as well. He's a left-handed stroking sophomore for them, and of course, they have a good postman that's a sophomore in Jamard Jones. He doesn't look the part because he's a thick, wide body guard in football, but he's 6'3", and he's got good fundamentals, Tim.
Great feet, great hands, big body, and got soft touch. That's a good combination for a good player right there.
Rummel will be in the Road Columbia Blues with the red trim, white numerals. Jesuit will be in the home whites with the royal blue numerals and trim here this evening. And again, these are 2 schools that get after it. You know, and the storyline here is, of course, Scott Thompson was a great player at Jesuit High School and also coached under Chris Jennings at Jesuit High School. And they've been close allies for years, but they've gotten after it a bit in recent years. I think that's fair to say. And as you mentioned, they're going to play each other in the opening round of district play on January 14th at Rummel. So they're getting together here as a kind of a prequel to that, because then they play again on January 31st. But that's not unusual, Bill. Many times, I mean, you coached on teams where Brother Martin played St. Aug, I think, 5 times in 1 year.
5 times in 1 year, right. And beat him the one time it counted.
When they had the CYO, you know, they normally play there also, and then maybe another tournament, and then they're in their own league.
Yep. I mean, that's, again, so it's not unusual to see this transpiring. And when you enter the tournament, you know that you have an opportunity. If you choose to play in the state bracket, which these 2 teams did, then that is obviously going to be possible. All right, the starting lineup's being introduced right now, and we'll pass those along to you. And as mentioned, Rummel's going to play a lot of guys, and we'll see if Jesuit matches that and decides they're going to play a lot of guys or not. I'm interested to see about the depth. Rummel's actually starting Dewey tonight, so he's actually starting tonight. That's no surprise based upon the way he played last night.
That's the way it should be. You know, if you're making that kind of a difference, you should be awarded.
So the Rummel starting lineup includes Chase Marino, the 5'10 senior guard. Also the 5'9 junior guard, Jaden Martin, starting for the Raiders, along with T.J. Dewey, who gets to start, the 5'9 sophomore guard. 52, Jamar Jones, the 6'4 sophomore. They call him a forward. We could just as easily be called a center. And then Chance Joseph, the 5'11 junior forward, is the 5th starter for Rummel here this evening. And then we'll give you the Jesuit starters here momentarily as they're being introduced as we speak. So we'll pass those along to you right now as well. For the Blue Jays, Josh Washington, the 6'5 senior center, returns this year, and he starts along with Brock Gilliott, a 5'10 senior guard. Jack Lowe returning from the injury a year ago, the 6'2 senior guard, along with Will Sheridan, who's a 6' senior. And then the 5th starter for the Blue Jays is Jude LaForge, a 6' junior. So Jude LaForge is the 5th starter for Jesuit here tonight as we get set to gets started here in the championship game of the state bracket of the Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic. Washington will jump center against Jamar Jones to get this underway here this evening. Ready to go now. Finally, we get the signal to go. And the opening tip controlled by Washington. He gets it in backcourt to Brock Gilliott. And Gilliott will bring it up for the Blue Jays. Works against Jaden Martin. Rummel plays mostly man-to-man, and they open that way. Top of the circle pass here. This is Sheridan. Sheridan gets it left side to Lowe. Lowe back out top. Washington. Washington right side of the floor to LaForge. LaForge off the bounce. Will go back out top to Washington. Jesuits a very patient team. They look for those backdoor cuts continuously. Here's Lowe. Lowe getting it right side of the floor. There's Sheridan. Sheridan left side of the floor now to Gilliott. They'll make you guard for a while. Again, back out high to Washington. Washington to LaForge. LaForge. There's a cut to the basket. Kick it out right corner. Dribble penetration. Pull-up jumper 10 is short. Rebound goes long out of bounds to the Raiders.
Both of these teams hang their hat on defense, so don't be surprised if this game is in the 20s or 30s.
And they'll be patient, like we just saw in that possession.
Yeah, they're going to almost burn 50 seconds off the clock in one possession.
They've had a couple of games like that already this year, each of them where they've scored just in the 30s.
Well, Rummel beat Sophie B. Wright scoring in the 30s in the first game of the tournament. Then they beat JFK by 30 points last night in a really impressive performance by the Raiders. Doing some wiping up there before they let play resume. A wet ball, and they have that taken care of. And now we're back to play. Here's Dewey bringing it up, getting the start tonight.
Now this is a change. Now Jesuit comes out in zone. So that's I tell you, that's good coaching by Coach Jennings.
Rummel's a good shooting team, though.
He's going to make them hit outside shots.
Here's Martin to chase Marino. Marino back to Dewey. It's like a 2-1-2 zone. Here's Martin, left side of the floor, Joseph. Joseph left corner, Dewey. To Jones at the post, had it knocked away, got it back.
He's not going to let Jones beat him.
No, he wants to get touches. There he is in the paint. He's strong, but he can't finish here. And the rebound controlled by Jesuits, 23, Luke LaForge. And that's going to be a travel, so Jesuit turns it over. Rummel gets it back at the 6:27 mark, still without a score in the game. And again, Jesuit showed that zone to start the game. Almost looked like a 3-2.
Yeah, they're playing a 3-2, and they're going to drop the top into the paint when it goes to the wings.
Martin to Dewey. Nice pass to Jones, and he'll use his body to put it in. Dewey to Jones. Great look by Dewey. And Rummel has the early lead. Sheridan. Open shooter, passed it up, dribble drive. Nice move to the baseline by LaForge to tie the game. Unselfish there. He passed up the three and got the layup. Martin to Dewey. Marino, good shooter. Dewey, good shooter. And he gets it blocked and taken away. Jack Lowe. Scramble to the other end of the floor. Jesuit will keep it.
They're going to make Rummel have to work really hard to get some shots tonight.
Well, they're going to have to take threes, I think, like Timmy said, rather than try to run into the wall, so to speak, which they just did. LaForge got by his man, finds Washington. Fall away. Marino has that. Joseph will pop the three. He's short. And over the back is Jones. Good call. So Jamar Jones commits his first, team foul number 1 on Rummel. But that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to hit those elbow threes, maybe the corner threes as well. And they have good shooters on that team.
Now, neither team played today previously, so they should be somewhat fresh.
Both played last night. That'll be a foul on Joseph. On the baseline, Chance Joseph commits his first. So quickly 2 fouls on Rummel in a matter of seconds. There's a steal by Dewey. He had 5 of those last night. Gives it to Martin. Back to Dewey. You can't do it any better than that.
Nice give and go.
Well, Dewey's just a steel machine just on like that end.
Just like you practiced a 2-on-1 fast break in practice.
2-point lead for Rummel. And watch Dewey's defense. He is really good on the ball defender.
You know, his defense may be the reason he's starting tonight.
Knocked away, retrieved. Back door, Davis. Marino steps into the paint. Nice bounce pass to Jones. He's tough to stop there, but a great block from behind. Beautifully done by Jacob Washington. Great pass. And Washington finishes, and the Blue Jays open up a 7-point lead.
Marino can't hesitate when he has the 3-point shot. He has to take that shot.
Like that.
Like that one.
And not hitting it. Scramble on the floor. Davis won it. Joseph to Marino. He's not going to get anything off in there. So he finds a big man, but he can't finish. He does get to the free throw line, though. The foul works against Lowe, his first. And Jamar Jones heads to the line. Got 2 points in the game. His 3rd point of the game. Stops a Jesuit run of 5-0 there. And back in is Josh Washington for Jesuit. So both Josh and Jacob in the game. Jones short on the second. Rummel not shooting it very well thus far. With a 6-point lead. There he is again, Dewey with his second steal. Thought they might look for early offense there, but did not.
Looks like Jesuits got 3 subs into the game right now.
Marino again for 3, and he can't hit it again. And controlled by Jacob Washington. And a nice steal here by Joseph. Scott Thompson begging for movement here. Marino a little hesitant after missing, and he throws it away. So just trying to force it there. Strong move by Washington. Can't finish, though. But another offensive rebound, and he stepped out of bounds. But again, they continue to control the glass. That's Lowe's 4th rebound. It's a good player. Makes a difference after being out last year.
You have to have the mentality here. You missed 2 threes, so what? You got to keep shooting.
Yeah, that's the only way you're going to get back in this. You're not going to do it by going inside the Jones.
Dewey will shoot it. He won't make it. The rebound controlled by Josh Washington. So the defensive principle for Jesuit sound here tonight.
You know, it's almost as if Rummel wasn't prepared for this zone.
The body language is not there for Rummel taking the shot. And for you to be a good shooter, you got to have a good body.
Yeah, they just don't look the same on their shots.
Great dribble penetration and a finish here by Jacob Washington. Larson penetrated, and he got it to his man. And an 8-point lead, the biggest for Jesuit at the 5:15 mark. Marino from the corner. He's short again. And he's one of their shooters. That's a great takeaway in basket by Darius Davis.
2 football players under the goal there, just ripped it out of his hand. Rummel needed that bucket.
Rummel trying to pressure a bit here. Marino knocks it out of bounds. No, he does so off of Larson. Forces a turnover. the fifth for Jesuit.
Well, there's a little spark from the Raiders.
And then they substitute right away.
And Marino's not having his night tonight.
No, he's a good shooter. He has not hit a shot yet. Smith's a good shooter. Dewey's a good shooter. They've got guys that can shoot it. Darius Davis and Kendrick Joseph can shoot. So zone should be pretty good for this team, but they just aren't shooting it well tonight.
It's all mental. You have to tell yourself they can't play you zone.
And there's a takeaway here, so a turnover by Rummel. Washington low. 6-point Jesuit lead with possession. Washington spins, Washington shoots, and he'll go to the line. That's the second on Jones. So he's got 2.
The other problem with Rummel is when they shoot the 3, they're not crashing the boards. The defense is typically not in position to block out. So if you got 5 guys going for the rebound on the shot, it's almost as good as a pass.
Josh Washington misses. Denham Smith back in for Rummel, along with Evan Geritano. Jesuit subs as well. Brock Gilliott is back in. Jasper Parker is in as well. Parker, another one of the real good football players, running back for Jesuit. Free throw, no good. Rebound, Joseph. Jesuit gets back defensively very well. Bad pass. And another turnover.
Yeah, they're trying to force the ball in the middle. What they need to be doing is skip passing.
Beat his man off the bounce. Great feed by Parker.
Misses.
But an offensive foul. He took the hit. Good job by Geritano to take the hit.
Jesuit has to understand every time they go in the paint, Rummel's going to try to take a charge.
Just like Jesuit does.
Right, that's right.
That's the same way they play. So a 6-point lead. It's been a real struggle for Rummel. Joseph can't handle it. He turns it over.
Brought the ball down.
Yeah, once you catch it, you got to make a decision quickly. Bring it down. You attract attention. And if you're not wanting it, then you probably need to shoot it there. Forge got it back. We approach 3:30 to play in the half. 6-point lead for the Blue Jays. Parker cut off. Nice pass to Washington. Beautifully done. Outstanding. And it's an 8-point lead.
I think Jesuit has found a weakness in that in Rummel's offense. They've gotten the ball into Washington the last 2 possessions pretty easily.
And another terrible pass here and another steal.
Well, they're trying to go in.
Good job to get on the floor here. And that's a foul and backcourt on the Forge. So he commits his first. And again, more substitutions for Rummel. They're just trying to find a combination here.
Rummel's got to. They got to go into the post by going to the wing, and it can't be with the first pass. You're not against the zone. You're not going to feed the post on the first pass, nor from the top of the key.
No, you got to reverse the ball, either the skip pass or just reverse it. You got to make that zone defense move.
Marino hesitated. That shot's going to be there. He hesitated again. And Joseph will take it, and that's short. Jump ball called. That's Jesuit's ball and the alternating possession. So they just haven't found anybody who can make that shot, basically. You said it, Timmy. The threes will be there. They're going to have to hit them. They haven't hit any. Made one. About 10 attempts or so.
That's why it's called zone busters. You gotta go into a game hoping someone plays you a zone.
Back cut beautifully. Missed it. Tip no good. Rebound Joseph on the move. I don't know why you pull it out there. You want to try to push it, right? Trying to get to the rim there.
They just don't look confident offensively.
Agreed. Straight away 3. That's not going to happen either. And the rebound control by Gilliard. Another good pass and another extra pass. And Washington turns and finishes. Or does it? Yeah, that ball didn't want to go in initially, but it did. And a 10-point lead, first double-digit lead of the game. There's a strong dribble drive, but it's knocked away. Right to Denham Smith. Passed up the shot again. Again, that's a lack of confidence, I got to believe. Marino hesitates and finally drills a three. Now he can do that. And that's what they're going to have to do. They can get back in this game quickly if they make a few of these. And it's 22-15. Timeout Rummel with 1:28 to play in the half.
Only way you're going to get a team out of playing zone is if you can knock down outside shots.
And he's too good of a shooter not to keep shooting.
Well, that was the best he's looked on his shots tonight. He just looked everything. He was leaving everything short. His other shots. Jesuit certainly so far made the right decision in coming out in that zone and staying in it until Rummel can start hitting a couple more of those shots.
And they've been able to make, Jesuit's been able to make the extra pass to get the ball down low on several occasions.
But I know it's got to be itching Chris Jennings in the middle of his back where he can't get to it because he can't switch to man.
You think it bothers him? Well, you're going to see the same team 3 times, so you got to show them some different things. And what he's done tonight has been extremely effective.
Well, what it's going to do is going to make Rummel, when they come back to play Jesuit again, now Rummel's going to have to spend practice time, not just against that man-to-man, but against the zones. Because now the next time you play him, you don't know what he's going to come out in.
Correct. A little full court pressure here. Uncovered is Parker. And a steal here. Nice job of running back and hustling as Jaden Martin with a steal. Martin, Rummel's top running back in football. And that's him, number 11, to Joseph. Back to Martin as we approach a minute to play in the half.
And Marino still hesitating.
Tried to look to the post, couldn't find his man. Rummel playing small, by the way. Bunch of guards out there. He's short on that one. And the rebound controlled by LaForge. Great pass to Washington. He'll dunk it. Josh Washington. Well, they missed him last year with that knee injury. He's back. Gives them a real post presence, which they sorely lacked a year ago. Dewey hesitated again. That's a shot you got to take. They might just play for one shot now. That's way off by Davis. Score should be 24 to 15. There it is. They just put it up. 20 seconds to play. The Jesuit can play for the last shot if they can get the ball inbound, which they typically do very well. They're going to go long. That was not an intelligent play. They give it right back with 17.7 seconds left. Was the ball touched? It was. If it wasn't, they would have the ball in front court, but it was touched.
Jesuit hasn't had any trouble with Rummel's full court pressure.
Well, that's 2 turnovers now in the last minute, though.
Yeah.
Because they tried to go long twice, and they failed both times. They do have, Jesuit does have 9 turnovers in the game.
Right.
It's the only negative that's kind of kept Rummel in it to this point.
0 for 5 from the free throw line.
That, too. They've dominated, but they're only up 9.
Two statistics that are really un-Jesuit-like, and they've got a 9-point lead.
Again,
another hesitation.
Got to look to shoot, exactly. Now they're going to have to force a shot, and Dewey does just that at the buzzer and misses. So completely out of sorts, this Rummel offense. They've scored 15 points in one half. Jesuit has a 9-point lead. I guess the kicker is the way Jesuit dominated the half, they're only up by 9.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Rummel should be happy right now that they're only down by 9. But they're not going to get back in this game unless their guys come out and decide that they're going to shoot the ball.
Yeah, they got to have more confidence offensively. Defensively, they're doing fine. Like you said, Jesuit has 9 turnovers, and most of those are not unforced turnovers. That's because of Rummel's defense. They just haven't been able to find their offense. And give credit to Jesuit. That defense, that zone defense, which supposedly they don't use a whole lot, they certainly are running it really well.
my rule with my shooters were that if they had a wide open shot and didn't take the shot, they were coming out. So if you don't want to shoot the ball, you can come sit on the bench.
Even if you miss the open shot, if you got the ball back, shoot it again. I don't have a problem with that.
Well, Dennis Smith made a 3. Marino's made 1, but Marino's gotten a bunch of looks, and he's their shooter, and he just hasn't been able to hit at all. But as mentioned, they have other guys that have made 3-point shots quite a bit this year who just haven't.
The problem is when your best shooters don't shoot the ball and hesitate, it becomes contagious for the whole team. And unfortunately, it becomes a negative. And so, the one thing that Jesuit did is they got Rummel out of being comfortable on the offensive end by playing a zone that they weren't expecting. So, Rummel's got to tell themselves, hey, we're going to come out, we're going to let it rip, we're going to fire up shots, and then we're going to go rebound the basketball. And if it ain't good enough, so what?
Yeah, they took Marino and Dewey out of the 3-point conversation, and the rest of the guys, they may be shooters, but they're not the ones that they look to shoot. So they're not prepared, they're not ready to shoot the ball.
It's an interesting contrast too, guys, because halftime arrives. I've not seen this in this tournament this year. If any other time, Jesuit not only doesn't go into the locker room, they stayed out. They're taking shots. They talked for like a half minute, and they just went back and started taking shots. So that strikes me as a confident team.
Well, and the thing about it is if you're not happy with certain aspects of your game, there's no reason to go into the locker room. The thing that Jesuit's not doing right now is they're not hitting free throws and they're turning the ball over.
Right.
It's not a schematic or a scheme
correct.
that they have to plan for. So.
Yeah, Rummel's got 5 turnovers, but Jesuit has 9.
Right. This game would be a 30-point game if they'd hit free throws and wouldn't turn the ball over.
And Rummel's only been to the line twice and made 1 of 2 in the game in that department. So 24-15 Jesuit at the half. We still have 1 championship game left to play, and that is the boys' national bracket, and sure look forward to that when it's 2 out-of-town teams. But if you're watching, we encourage you strongly to watch this game because you're going to see some superior athletes and basketball players in this game, with Olympia out of Florida, Orlando, against Bartlett, Tennessee, out of Bartlett, Tennessee. Olympia's 13-1, Bartlett's 15-4, and they've beaten some good teams to get here. And that's going to be a terrific game. The finale of the Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic still to come here. So at halftime of this one, again, 24-15 the lead for Jesuit. Let's take a look at the scoring in the first half. For Rummel, Chase Marino with 3. Darius Davis has 2. Denham Smith with 3. T.J. Dewey with 4 leads them, and Jamar Jones has 3. For Jesuit, Jacob Washington with 4. 5 points for Jack Lowe, 6 points for Jude LaForge, and 9 points for Josh Washington in the first half for the Blue Jays, who, as mentioned, we're 0 for 5 from the free throw line in the half. The Jesuits hit the boards really well, and they have a decisive edge in that category. It's an 11-6 edge on the boards and individual rebounds for Jesuit.
I mean, you look at Rummel, and they've got 1 player with more than 1 basket.
Right, they haven't found anywhere to go.
Right.
And when they got the ball inside the Jones on a rare occasion, he got fouled once, he made 1, and he missed 1, and then he had 1 block too. So they haven't been able to really get him posting a block. And I think you said it right, Jimmy. Jesuit's strategy was largely to prevent him from getting the ball inside, and it's worked very well.
Yeah, and I think you come out, you stay with the defense that you've implemented to start the game with. You come out in your 3-2 zone, but offenses have trouble if they have to think typically, and so the way you disrupt an offense is you change your defense. So, maybe Coach Jennings shows the zone and then goes man if Rummel's successful with their adjustment. But if they don't adjust to it, you just stay in the zone the rest of the game.
Yeah, I see no reason to change. I mean, when you had that kind of success, it's easy for me to say, I'm not a coach, you two guys are, but it's kind of like innocent until proven guilty. Like you just go out and do what's got you there until something changes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's just so odd that they came out in the zone to start. I mean, you didn't expect that. I didn't expect that.
But it was a good move.
You know, I'm not questioning the move at all. It absolutely was. It absolutely was.
And if you look at Jesuit's team, they really, his personnel is more suited to playing zone than man, but they're going to play man because they've done it forever.
Right.
And so, you know, it's all about being connected on the defensive end. And until the offense can prove that you shouldn't be playing that defense, well, you just stay in it. But the one thing that Jesuit does have going for them, they can go back to their base defense, which is their man.
Well, and you know, you may be playing a zone defense, but you're still playing man fundamentals in that zone defense. So you're not totally getting away from what you're doing. And that'll make it easier to switch back to a man defense.
If a team cannot shoot from outside, you play zone.
You play zone.
You really play zone for two reasons. If you don't face a team that can shoot outside, or if you're trying to rest your team and also protecting one of your players from foul trouble.
Right.
Both teams getting ready for the start of the second half. We've seen some really good basketball here in this tournament over 4 days, including in the championship games that we've had here already today. We had two classic games on the women's side. They just don't get any better than what we saw. Amite, of course, winning 53-48 over St. Thomas More, and they scored the last, 6-7 points of the game to win that game in thrilling fashion. That game went down to the wire. And the girls' gold bracket championship. And then, of course, on the other side of things, you had a victory in overtime for Bartlett out of Tennessee, as they were victorious 66-63 over Lafayette Christian in that one. So two great games on the girls' side. And thus far, this has been a good game for Jesuit, not a good game for Rummel. Maybe things change in the second half, and we shall see, because the Rummel team that we've seen thus far this year has played a lot better than this, including last night.
Yeah, Jesuit's taken Rummel out of what they want to do. And, you know, they want to play through the big man. And so if you're going to play through your big man versus the zone, what you have to do is you have to get the zone to shift. And then you have to either skip pass or rotate the ball back around to the weak side and then feed your big man. Then he either scores or pitches out.
So again, a 9-point lead here at the half for the Blue Jays. Again, these two district rivals will play each other coming up next weekend on Saturday in Metairie. So they'll see each other twice in district play. This is kind of a trial run of sorts in the grand scheme of things. And again, the playoffs will look a little different this year because of the restructuring of things around the state, which will make it kind of interesting. I think more interesting, frankly, than it has been. We saw that in football with more teams to compete with and the division that you're in. I mean, just looking at Division I as we speak, Liberty #1 in the state in power rankings, Scotlandville #2, St. Thomas More, who we've seen 3rd, Catholic of Baton Rouge 4th, then Huntington, Captain Shreve, Pineville, then Rummel was the highest of all the parochial schools, all the Catholic League schools. They were the highest team coming in, but right there with them, Holy Cross was 1 spot behind, Curtis was 2 spots behind, Jesuit 3 spots behind. So, I mean, that gave you some kind of perspective. And we didn't even mention Carr and Brother Martin, and we know Carr's going to be there and competitive. And then St. Augustine, who had Bartlett beat here, and Bartlett's playing for a championship later, and they're well down the list at 22nd right now. Of course, those power ratings will change substantially as time moves on. We're ready for the start of the second half. Rummel ball to start the second half. Jesuit showing man-to-man here to start the second half. How about that, Jimmy?
Yep.
Here's Dewey.
I told you he was going to
make adjustments.
I told you he was going to scratch that itch.
Dewey cut off to Marino. Joseph, Dewey. Here's Jones off the dribble drive. Uses that body well, and he gets there. Well, there you go. They took him away in the first half, but not there.
Well, you know, switching to that man, you might like to play man-to-man, but you just made Rummel more comfortable in their offense.
That's right.
Seven-point lead.
Make Rummel right here guard for about a minute.
This is low.
Be patient on offense. Don't force anything. Don't turn it over.
Drew LaForge, Washington. Forced that one up. Not a good shot.
No.
And that'll be a jump ball situation. Jesuit will keep it. So again, Rummel not able to get that defensive board. That's been an issue in this game.
They've had a lot of issues.
They're not a big team, and it's not rebounding's not all about size, though, as we've talked about. Ball knocked away. Loose ball here. Great job by Dewey. There's the human bruise. He got it. Another steal for him. He's got 3 of those in this game. And you just mark him down every game. He's going to have a bunch of steals.
Now they're back in the zone.
Yep, that didn't take long. Jones strong. Kicked it to the corner. Open shooter. And nope. Wide open, too. Rebound controlled by Sheridan. Yep. That pass somehow snuck through to the corner. That's an offensive foul. Got to be a player control foul. Rummel takes the hit. They're very good at that, Jim.
Yeah, they're going to take the charge every time, so you know that you got to go under control, play off of 2 feet, and then make sure you just change direction or shoot the little mid-range.
Still a 7-point game as Dewey brings it across. They position Marino in the corner this time. They flash Jamar Jones, put it on the floor, got there, had it swatted away and stolen. But they throw it out of bounds, so both teams give it away.
Big man putting it on the floor is okay if he's going to the basket.
But he was surrounded by 3 white shirts.
Well, yeah, that too. But not if you just bounce it and you still.
He's in the open court. He's not comfortable doing that.
Marino for 3. Nope. Strong offensive rebound, though, on a putback. A rare offensive board. Joseph gets it and puts it in. And it's a 5-point game at 24-19.
Jesuits.
There's Dewey. Look at this kid. There he goes again. 4th steal of the game. Goes for the reverse, though. Now he's on the floor. Jones has it, and they keep the possession. I'm not sure why he went for the reverse. I guess he was trying to protect it, right?
Might not have known exactly where the defender was.
He'll pop the 3. He'll hit it.
And that was no hesitation right there by Dewey.
Maybe the best-looking shot they've taken all
2-point game. Great job by guess who?
Yep.
Dewey knocks it out of bounds.
Yep.
He is fun to watch.
Yep. Jesuits let him back in the game with turnovers.
Dewey's got 4 steals now. He got his hands on that one just now as well. Rummel pressuring full court. 2-point game now. This is low against Dewey. LaForge. For the open look. That's short. Rebound to Jones. Ironically, his first board. Dewey again. Dewey hits again. Rummel has the lead. Timeout with 4:24 to play in the 3rd quarter. He's my favorite player on that team. He keeps showing you why.
Rummel's now doing the things in this half that they weren't doing in the first half.
Well, you got the ball in a guy's hands that's not hesitating on the shot. Shooting with confidence. You know, a high-energy player that makes plays on both ends of the court. And you're going to be rewarded if you don't hesitate, and that's what he's doing.
And they're also limiting Jesuit to just now one shot on the offensive end.
Well, Jesuit came out and played cute. instead of putting them away, they came out and decided they were going to play cute. When you play cute, you turn the ball over.
Yes.
You don't do the little things that you need to do to put a team away. You don't rebound. You don't be patient on offense and get open shots. And you let them back in the game. Now you're in a dogfight.
Well, we said that at the half. I mean, they dominated, but they were only up by 9 points, even though they had. It felt like they should have been up like 15 or 20.
But when you have a disciplined Jesuit team and you're up by 9, that's like you're up by 25.
Didn't last long, though.
No, because they're not being disciplined. They're turning it over.
10-0 run for Rummel to take a 25-24 lead here. Full court pressure. LaForge under duress from Joseph. Gets around him. Looks to take it all the way. And guess who took the hit? Dewey. They call that on Dewey? I guess
yes,
they did.
They did.
He wasn't set. He wasn't there. It was a good job getting in front of him, but he wasn't there.
His second personal foul. And 4:18 to play in the third. Jesuit keeps it in front court.
They should have. It looked to me like he was in the act of shooting. I'm not sure why.
I don't think he shot it, though. But certainly moving. Good. Washington backdoor cut, beautifully done to LaForge. They run that beautifully.
That's patient and being disciplined on offense. That's the way Jesuit has to run their offense.
Blue Jays regain the lead at 26-25. Joseph on the penetration. He's grabbed and fouled by Sheridan. Well, they're attacking more now, too.
Well, just Jesuit used to not let you face cut them. This team right now is letting Rummel face cut, and it's a little surprising.
Darius Davis and Kendrick Joseph check in for the Raiders. He was not in the act of shooting, they say, so Rummel will simply keep the basketball. Down by 1 in front court.
Rummel's much more active on the offensive end right now.
Marino had it stripped out of bounds. And they're attacking the rim. I like that.
And they're moving the ball.
Yeah, they are moving the ball. And they're getting more movement from their players.
Well, right.
As I said, they're more comfortable in their offense going against the zone.
Well, they're going against man right
against
now.
Man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
against
what he
man.
meant to say.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. You know, there are a lot of coaches that run their motion offense against the zone.
That's short. Good look, but short, and Gilliard the board. Forge threw that away. That's Rummel basketball. 14th turnover.
Yeah, Jesuits beating themselves right now.
Here's Joseph.
Get to the ball, Brock. Back screen well, staggers, Brock. Good.
Good position defense there by Jesuit. High post to Jones to get him a touch.
Much better job by Jesuit on this possession.
No question.
That's a charge.
And they call it. Beautiful defense by the Blue Jays. Turnover by the Raiders. Marino commits it. His first. Aggressive is good, but smart is better.
You know, as a coach, you try to tell your players, you know, you play good defense, you're going to be rewarded, and that's exactly what happened there.
Last two possessions, Jesuit's been really good on the defensive end. The results are obvious, and they back up 26-25 with the ball. Jasper Parker, Jacob Washington back in for Jesuit. Injured player for the Blue Jays, limping, is Will Sheridan. They go and meet him to make sure he's all right. He's wincing a bit in pain as he walks in front of us, though. Hope to see him back, holding his right hip. LaForge gets around Dewey this time. Finds an open Washington for three. Can't hit it, but there's another offensive board. Parker, and he threw it away. There's Rummel on the run. And they missed an easy one there. Rebound to Parker. Great pass here. Another extra pass. Beautifully done. Can't convert, though. Tie ball will go to Rummel. Well, both sides getting the kind of look you need right around the basket there, and either one can convert.
They both have increased their energy level. They're both playing harder.
And the misses aren't coming from hesitation.
Correct.
1 point game with 2:01 to play in the third. Darius Davis. Giratano. On the weave to Dewey. Got a pick, pops it, drops it. All he needs is a little space. He's got 12.
He's a good player.
Rummel up by 1. Like I said, I think he's their most effective player on both ends of the floor.
Well, he's their most productive player for sure on both
Great
sides.
pass here. Layup of LaForge. That's early offense. They beat him down the floor. And LaForge converts. He's in double figures with 10 and Jesuits back on top. There's Dewey for 3. Dewey buries it. He's feeling it. 15 for TJ. Timeout. And the Raiders have taken a 30-28 lead on the strength of TJ Dewey. I just like watching that kid play, man.
He's just a good player.
He's a sophomore.
And on top of that, you know, he's playing the hardest, plays harder than anybody on the court.
On both ends, constantly.
And he just plays. I mean, there's no emotion. There's no, throwing his hands up or anything.
And he's got great rotation on his shot.
Yeah, he takes that shot and then he just goes back down and plays defense and gets a steal.
Parker all the way. Parker draws a foul. He was determined. He was going all the way from the shot. He touched the basketball, draws the foul here from Evan Giratano, his first.
Now, Rummel's got Jesuit uncomfortable, and their press is more effective because they're hitting shots now and their body language has changed for Rummel.
Parker left hands it up and in. Chance to tie it here if he can make the second.
First made free throw.
After 5 misses. And we'll get a sub for Jesuit here. Neil O'Day checking in. O'Day is in, and now Dewey will get a break. Rummel will come in with Kendrick Joseph. Can't imagine he'll play without him for very long.
Probably a minute and 9 seconds.
Yeah, that might be too much. The second is on the way. Parker missed that. Rebound Smith, who blocked out. He got knocked down. They're calling a jump ball. Wow. Did you see that as a jump ball?
Well, both guys had their hands on the ball.
One's got position and the other one's...
Well, one of them was out of bounds and maybe could have gone either way.
Yep. Jesuit again keeps possession off the missed free throw. And a chance to take the lead here. Parker backs his man down and he's going to get pushed. Well, Parker is bullying his way toward the hole continuously.
He's forcing the fouls against Rummel.
Martin commits his first. He's just bowling a china shop right now. Here's LaForge against Joseph. That's a travel. 16th turnover for Jesuit.
You got to go into a shot if you're going to take 2 steps.
Davis back in for Rummel. Smith margin leads. 49.7 seconds to play in the third. A 30-29 Raider lead.
He can't do that. He can't run.
Can't run the baseline. He just turned it over. And that's just understanding where you're at. So a turnover for Rummel. Blue Jays get it back, and back in the game is Josh Washington. Josh Washington had 9 points in the first half. He hasn't scored here in the third.
Watch him trying to get the ball back to him right now.
Yeah, they need to get him involved.
There it is.
They double him on the baseline, and he throws it away. 17th turnover for Jesuit. Rummel coming back in with guess who? Dewey. No, it wasn't a minute 9. It was more like 27 seconds. And Marino back in as well. Got a feeling Marino's going to play a factor at some point here with his shooting ability.
They need him to shoot the ball well. Jesuit now is pressing.
They are indeed. So they go to Jones, who comes in help and gets it back to Dewey. Dewey against O'Day. Hands it to Marino. Marino dribble penetration all the way. Swatted away by Washington. Rummel keeps it with 31.2 seconds left. Second block for Washington in the game. Davis, strong move. He'll get to the line. Well, Davis is fouled by Larson, his first. Darius Davis to the line, carrying 2 points there. Another really good two-sport star, excellent football player. Junior, at 6 foot. Strong physically.
Nice looking body.
Free throw in. Typically has been a good shooter, too. He hasn't been involved in that aspect here. He missed one earlier by a pretty good margin. But you saw the stroke there. Short there, though. And left to rebound by Jacob Washington. 2-point lead. 22 seconds left in the third. Parker. Marino almost picked his pocket. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Marino does knock it away. 2 seconds, 1 second. Got to shoot it. And didn't get it off.
Didn't get it off.
But at the end of 3, boy, this game changed radically in the third quarter. Rummel 31, Jesuit 29. What else would we expect, guys? Another down-to-the-wire game, right?
Yeah, you had the first half that was all Jesuit, and the third quarter that was certainly all Rummel. I gotta say, tactical error, getting out of that zone and getting in the man that gave Rummel the comfort zone that they needed, and they took advantage of it.
Well, Jesuit gave Rummel gave him confidence in the third quarter with their turnovers. You know, turnovers are a momentum. They swing momentum. It swings momentum, and Rummel has the momentum because of Jesuit's turnovers. Now Jesuit has got. Now they're trying to play with more effort because of their. And really, the turnovers were unforced turnovers. Now they have a game, and now Rummel has stole the momentum from them. They have to do something to get it back.
15 points for T.J. Dewey. Jamar Jones with 5, the next leading scorer for Rummel. 10 points for Jude LaForge for Jesuit. 9 for Josh Washington, but he hasn't scored in the second half yet. They're having a big discussion about the arrow and debating where it belongs at this point.
Dewey has given Rummel a lot of confidence by the threes that he's hit.
That along with the 4 steals, and he's gotten his hands on some other balls. Here's Marino to get it in. Rummel gets it to start the fourth, leading by 2 to Joseph in backcourt. Jesuit playing man-to-man. Dewey is blocked and fouled by O'Day. Trying to play him tight as they should. Right thing to do. Fourth team foul on Jesuit. Open shooter for 3. That's way off. Parker has it. Got Josh Washington way out high. Now they move him back down toward the baseline. Now he comes back out to get it. He fumbles it. That's a backcourt violation. I mean, that's just unforced. 18th turnover for Jesuit.
I'm just about ready to say this is vintage Jesuit offensive possession here. And
yeah, they make you guard for 40 seconds.
Yeah, but then an unforced error.
Dewey had it poked away from behind by Ode because he was heading to the rack.
You got to force, if you Jesuit, you got to take Dewey's left hand away from him and force him right.
Jones spins, and he's blocked. That'll be the 15th foul on Jesuit. That's on Josh Washington. 15 foul on Jesuit as mentioned. Davis fakes. Davis swatted away cleanly. Cleared by Ode. Second block for Jacob Washington. 6:35 mark. 2-point lead Rummel. Rummel ready to make some more substitutions. Throw it away. Good denial. And once again, that's Dewey in the corner denying the pass. And Jesuit turns it over. He'll overplay a lot, Tim, and that's why he gets a lot of steals.
Yeah, you got to be more deliberate on the offensive end. But you got Jesuits guessing right now. Rummel's taking away the passes.
Rummel's done a great job defensively, but they haven't taken advantage on the offensive end. Still up by 2.
20 turnovers for Jesuit.
Yeah, it's 19 I've got.
19.
Here's Dewey, and ooh, it's in and out. He got it back. Marino with the left hand can't finish, and Parker has it. Neither team able to convert anything offensively here. And again, good opportunities there for Rummel. Lowe backs his man down. Stayed with it, and he scores. Jack Lowe has tied the game with his 7th point. So let's start over at 31 with 5:30 to play in the game. Scott Thompson, I believe, has called timeout. He has, with 5:22 left to play. We're almost got to find a second option offensively. They just haven't found that. Jamar Jones is that guy. If they can get him the ball, they haven't been able to do it very much.
Yeah,
they haven't had anybody else make shots.
They have numerous weapons.
And on the Jesuit end, they've got to get Lowe and Josh Washington more involved.
Yeah, I think you got to prevent Dewey from getting the ball right now and make somebody else on Rummel's team beat you.
Yeah, somebody's got to step up. I don't know if it's going to be, Davis or Kendrick Joseph or Marino. Marino is just, he's just disappeared.
Yeah, he's got 3 points. That was 1 3-pointer in the second quarter. They're inviting him to drive the ball, and when he gets in there, he's not able to finish against those guys.
But one thing he's doing a good job not turning it over.
Yes.
He gets in the paint and he doesn't force up a shot. So the other guys have to play off of him.
Well, I've got Rummel with only 9 turnovers, so that's a huge difference. When you're not turning it over, you're getting shots at the basket. They just haven't Rummel just hasn't made shots by and large. Jesuit, on the other hand, has not gotten as many shots at the basket as they should because of the turnovers.
Correct.
Right.
This will be Rummel ball in front court, tied at 31 with 5:22 to play. Fumbled that one. Got it back, did Davis.
There
and he finds Marino, but he passed up the shot and throws it away.
Passed up 2 shots.
I mean, you've got to shoot the ball. Parker had it stripped away by Martin. I mean, that's what his strength is and what he's there for.
And Dewey is not in the game, so it looks like he's coming. No, he's sat him back down. Somebody has
not going to be able to sit him down for long.
No, I don't. Yeah, exactly.
No.
Get it down low on the inbounds pass. Can't get the shot, though. There's Parker. He's one player that's attacked the whole time he's been in there. So is LaForge, who's got it now. Knocked away, out of bounds to Jesuit. And here comes Dewey after the very brief rest. Replacing Joseph. Get some fluid, get a brief breather, and get back in and play hard.
Because you're not coming back out.
No, don't think so. Timeout, Jesuit. With 4:42 to play, tied at 31. I mean, you get the idea they know each other really well, which they do. I mean, when you know each other that well, it's not easy to score. You take things away. You take away the things you like to do. And you can see what Jesuit's done to Marino. He missed shots in the first half, and that's his game. So now they're inviting him to drive the ball. When he does, he's not been effective. So
the problem with
at some point, he's got to make a shot.
The problem with Jesuit right now is they don't have a go-to guy. They don't have anybody right now that they can get the ball into their hands and say, hey, we need a bucket. And until somebody on their team steps up that's going to do that, they're going to struggle.
I mean, they've only got 6 points this half.
Right.
All right, so.
Right, but they're still tied.
Yeah.
And they've got possession.
Funny game. You can do anything with statistics.
No doubt about it. Well, I think it goes back to what we said. They had such a controlled performance in the first half, and they only led by 9. When, again, it felt like they led by a whole lot more than that. And Rummel's got some talent. They're a tough team, and they raised their level of play and raised their energy and got back in it. It even got the lead for a while now. It's even with 4:42 to play, anyone's game. Jack Lowe, Parker, Pearl, Jacob Washington, LaForge, Josh Washington. He gets where he wants, but he can't finish. But there's another offensive rebound by LaForge and a foul. That's on Jamar Jones. That's his third. Again, offensive rebounds, a big plus for Jesuit in this game, as they've controlled the boards.
5-5, right?
Lowe stepped out of bounds. That's, again, you just can't have those kind of mistakes. 20 turnovers now.
Yeah, it's hard to win when you have over 20 turnovers. And they may win this game, but they're going to have to limit it down the stretch.
Well, they're winning the boards big. They're winning in other facets, but that's one they're losing in big. Here's Dewey. Tie ball game. Who else can step up and make a shot for Rummel?
Stay down! Stay down, Jacob!
Jesuit's doing a pretty good job trying to deny Dewey the ball.
They did right there. There's Marino for 3. Nope. Strong rebound, but just thrown up there and lost by Rummel. I mean, when you get that rebound, you got to kick it back out, right?
Yeah, if you don't have a clean look.
He was underneath the man who shot
the basket.
Correct. But just threw it up, and they lose possession. But again, they got Marino a wide open look. Had to take it, just couldn't hit it. That kind of night. Marino poked that away beautifully. Stayed after it as well. Jesuit will come in with Brock Gilliott for Parker.
Jesuit's guards have to want the ball and go get it.
Backcourt, LaForge. Dude brings it forward. There's the human bruise. He does it again. And he wisely gives it up, but it's blocked out of bounds. This kid just has great anticipation. He plays so hard on the defensive end. That's 5 steals in the game.
He's got great anticipation on the defensive end.
And he made a wise decision not to try to finish there against 2 guys.
A great first step also.
He's a smart basketball player.
Great spin by Jones, but he can't finish. He'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2 on the foul committed by Washington. He has really good footwork, doesn't he?
Well, his go-to move is the spin move, and you have to know that. Scouting report, you have to know on the scouting report what he's going to do when he puts the ball on the deck.
5 points in the game, 1 of 2 from the line, and now 1 of 3. That was not close. Now they're getting Jones off the floor. I don't know if it's blood or something.
Blood, maybe?
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, it's a blood spot, so they're asking for Band-Aids, but so they have to take a timeout. So Rummel has to burn a timeout here. Remember that with 3:05 to play. He'll have 1 free throw coming. They're trying to find someone with a Band-Aid now to get that off of him, and the referee spotted that and wisely stopped play. That's what you have to do in that situation. And it's been a well-officiated game, as virtually all have been.
Yeah, this is a good crew from New Orleans.
Yes.
You know,
yeah, one of the best.
Championship games are going to have, you know, the best crews, and they've done a really good job. And this is a hard game to officiate because they're all over the place.
Still working to get him covered up as we speak, so we wait as well. Still another championship game to go, as we'll have the Boys National Bracket Championship, Olympia against Bartlett. Olympia out of Florida, Bartlett out of Tennessee. Talk about that one following this one. Well, again, we've had 3 games that are down to the wire, so this is no surprise.
Yeah, 3 close games.
Yeah. Yep. And we also said this game could easily end up in the 30s, too.
Yeah, because of the nature of how they play and the way they know each other. And it's so obvious. They play similar games, and they know each other extremely well. So those games oftentimes aren't going to be the prettiest, and this hasn't been. Jones will come back, taped up, bandaged up, still with another free throw to try to put his team on top. One for 3 from the line now in the game. And he got it. So a 1-point lead for Rummel at 32-31. With 3:05 to play. LaForge against Dewey in backcourt. Goes behind the back. Washington, dribble drive. He finally gets it to LaForge. Goes baseline. Finds an open shooter in the corner. That's short. Long rebound, and Marino comes up with it and he traveled. So Jesuit gets it back with a chance to retake the lead with 2:43 to play. Blue Jays have really owned the boards in this one.
Yeah, that's what's kept them in the game. That's counteracting the turnovers.
.235 to play. LaForge and Dewey. Pulls his way into the paint area. Cut off. Washington for the lead. He got it. Jacob Washington. Timeout, Jesuit. They've got the lead, 34-32. Well done.
Yeah, really good possession by Jesuit. You know, one thing about Jesuit, the players, they know their roles very, very well. And if you're not a three-point shooter, you're not taking that three-point shot. You're going to pass it up. You're going to reverse the ball. You're going to get the ball to somebody else.
Well, that's his first three-pointer of the game, but he has 7 points in the game as well. So Jude LaForge in double figures with 10. Jude has 10 for Jesuit. And for Rummel, the only player in double figures is T.J. Dewey with 15 to go along with his 5 steals. So Jesuit by 2, 2:10 to play.
Be a great time to go to the zone right here if you judge it.
Yeah, it sure would.
Marino is hit 1 3-pointer out of many attempts.
They're going to pick up full court man.
Denham Smith has hit 1, but he's not in. Otherwise, it's Dewey who's hit 3. If you're looking at shooters. Full court pressure indeed. Got it into Davis, to Joseph. Joseph, another one of their 3-point shooters. He's been quiet tonight. Hasn't scored. Marino face guarding. Davis off the dribble. Found an open Joseph for the lead. No. And the rebound, Washington. Under 2 minutes to play now. Blue Jays with the ball and with the lead. Josh Washington. Now a minute 25 to play. He carried the ball there. And they call a foul here, I believe, on Jones. It is on Jamard, and that's his 4th. So 4 fouls on Jones. $15 fouls, so they're not in the bonus with the next one either. With 1:22 left. Washington had the biggest shot of the game. That 3-pointer to put Jesuit ahead. That might be a deciding blow. Here he is again for 3. Dagger, no. Saved on the floor. Guess what? Dunk Jesuit. Another offensive rebound does it for Jesuit as Josh Washington converts as they saved it. And that's a 4-point lead. And that's huge at this point with 55 seconds left in the game. They can't find Dewey. They finally do, and he shoots a long 3 in and out. That might do it. Jacob Washington rebounds his 4th with 45 seconds left. Rummel's going to have to foul. They haven't done so yet. Now they do. Davis commits it with 38 seconds left. This game will come down to the fact that Jesuit just dominated the boards. Totally dominated the boards. And the fact that Rummel just couldn't shoot the 3. That's this game in a nutshell. Here's Lowe at the line. He's got 7 points. And he can't hit it. Rebound Joseph. Rummel needs to move fast. Down 4. Davis finds Dewey. Dewey crosses over. Nice move. Can't finish though. And it's rebounded by Josh Washington. And a foul in backcourt. That's on Dewey, and that's his 3rd. Well, he hasn't scored in the 4th quarter, and without him, they didn't have any real offense. Made a strong move there, but couldn't finish at the rim. And now Lowe's back to the line again. That's in, so Lowe has 8, and the lead is 5. And the second one is in. So Lowe buries them both. He's got 9.
I don't think so.
And it's 38-32 with 24.3 seconds left to play in the game. Well, you're going to pick an MVP in this one. It's going to be hard to decipher, but I think maybe Josh Washington. I mean, I think, Jacob Washington hit a big 3, but Josh Washington's been consistent in the tournament, and he's been a consistent player for them. 11 points and 3 rebounds. This is one of those games without any real individual performance here. So 24.3 seconds left. 38-32. Blue Jays on top. Led by Josh Washington with 11. Jude LaForge with 10. Jack Lowe with 9. Jacob Washington with 7. Almost got T.J. Dewey with 15. And then Jamar Jones with 6. That's about it. Jesuit's done a good job on Jamar Jones in this game. And nobody else for Rummel's been able to pick up the slack.
Jones and Dewey are the only ones with more than 1 basket.
23 seconds left. And he stepped out of bounds. So that'll do it. I don't know how you can catch a pass out of bounds. You got to know where you're at on the floor, right? So this one is all but over. as Jesuit's going to win this tournament, and did the job. Just a really good defensive performance by the Blue Jays, and a really good performance as well on the boards. Rummel steals the inbounds pass.
Oh, and a foul.
And a foul. Are you kidding me? A steal by Marino, a basket by Jones, and a foul by Gilliard. And just like that, it's a 4-point game. And Jones can make it a one-possession game if he can convert here. He's only 2 of 4 from the line, though, in the game. And he's not close. And rebound by Josh Washington. And now a tie ball. Jesuit keeps possession, though. So again, he can't hit the free throws either when they need to. It's just been a bad shooting night.
You can't move, Will.
Rummel's going to have to foul here right away if they can't get a steal. They got a steal last time.
Jake, go get it. Shoot. Go get the ball. Go shoot. Rock, go get it. Rock it open.
Smart to get it to the big on the inbounds pass, and Davis commits the foul. His third. Free throws on the other end for Josh Washington, who will carry 11 points to the line, a team high. It'll be in the 1-and-1 as Rummel will bring Jamar Jones back for offense.
Will, we're matched up.
So here's Washington at the line. 1-and-1 situation. Still a 2-possession game. That's not close. On the run, Joseph to Davis for 3. Davis hit it. We're almost out of timeouts, though, and they're going to run the clock out here. Clock's going to run out before they inbound the ball. They do, and it's over. 38-37. Jesuit holds on to win it here. Well, that's why you talked about timeouts before.
Yep.
You got to save them.
That's one where you have to have one. Davis hit the triple, but it wasn't enough, and Jesuit holds on to win 38-37 the final here. And I don't know what you call that, kind of a blackboard scraping game, right?
Well,
something like that.
You know, still another 1-point game in the championship. I mean, holy cow!
This is crazy what we've had here tonight.
You know, we just had some really competitive games thus far.
All of them going down to the wire.
Right. I mean, certainly entertaining. Crowds got to love it. If anybody has stayed for all these games, gee, they can't see better games, better basketball.
Well, Josh Washington led Jesuit with 11 points. I mean, it was not an individual performance game by any stretch of the imagination. Jude LaForge had 10 points here tonight. Jack Lowe had 9 points in the game. 7 points for Jacob Washington. 1 point for Jasper Parker. And for Rummel, Chase Marino, who had really 2 good games coming into this one, just not tonight. Finished with 3. Darius Davis finished with 6. Denham Smith with 3. Jamar Jones had 8. 2 points for Chance Joseph. And T.J. Dewey had 15 points and 5 steals. And T.J. Dewey and Chase Marino make the all-tournament team from Rummel as they're called out. These 2 teams will play in district play next week, as mentioned, on Saturday in Metairie. We'll have more of this all-tournament team coming up here momentarily. Jack Lowe for Jesuit makes the all-tournament team. Lowe finished this game with 9, but had a good tournament.
Also for Jesuit tonight, Jude LaForge.
Jude LaForge. Jesuit 25 to 13 rebounds in this game. That was a huge part of the game. And many of those were on the offensive end.
Yeah, I mean, that's why Jesuit won. They got offensive rebounds, and it negated all the turnovers that they had.
State bracket hit.
Especially in the first half, they were able to get those second chance points.
Sugar Bowl Cup.
So they're going to give the MVP award, I'm sure, to Josh Washington right now.
College sports.
Finished this particular game with 11 points and 4 rebounds. Also had a couple of blocks in the game as well, and a steal and an assist. So solid performance overall. And again, you're going to see these kind of games played between these teams that are very familiar with each other. That's just the nature of who these teams are.
Well, the coaches will go back and they'll try to make corrections. I know Coach Jennings will be fully prepared for Rummel when they meet, and then Coach Thompson will do the same, try to clean up some things that they didn't do well against the zone. And it's going to still come down to the same thing. Turnovers and rebounds is going to be the difference when they play the next 2 times.
Runners up.
So now the team trophies, we'll get the runner-up trophy to Archbishop Rummel, and then we'll get the championship trophy to Jesuit, and we'll see if VK can line up Chris Jennings and Josh Washington. A good crowd here this evening, and of course one more game to play, as mentioned, between 2 out-of-town teams that we're sure looking forward to seeing because of the quality of the play that we're going to see on the floor in that particular game. Look, the fact that this was low scoring and wasn't a real good game offensively doesn't diminish the fact that it was a good basketball game.
No, it was very competitive, yes. It was the kind of game you expected from these 2 teams, irregardless of whether it's in the 30s or the 60s or the 70s. It's the kind of game you expected.
Well, you had 12 lead changes. That tells you something right there. So when you have that many lead changes, it tells you just how tightly contested the game was. You had 2 ties as well.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this next game will not be in the 30s.
Might be in the 30s in the second quarter.
Might be.
Yeah.
Might be in the 30s in the first quarter. Jizzle James could have 30 by halftime.
The Jesuit Blue Jays.
Could be, man. The Jesuit will receive the championship trophy now as the Blue Jays make their way to the floor to receive that. Jesuit with the win improves to 14-5 on the season. Rummel with the loss drops to 13-5.
But yeah, this is PowerPoint wise. This is a big win for Jesuit.
No question. Going to make a difference. Of course, Rummel will have a chance at redemption next Saturday at home, as mentioned, against Jesuit. They play each other twice in district play, so we're looking forward to seeing that. Blue Jays posing. Team picture. And now we'll get to Chris Jennings and hopefully get Josh Washington as well. As we line them up now and turn them around to face the camera. There we go.
Me too.
So,
All right, where you want me?
there we go. All right, there we go. So, VK, whenever you're ready, buddy, take it away.
Hey, and we're here with Chris Jennings and also Josh Washington, the MVP of the game. Coach, we meet again. Those scoring more than anything else. Another Caddy League game, you know, but it turned out to be you coming out big at the end.
At the end, we made some shots. It's Josh's brother, actually, that hit the big 3 to give us that lead, and then we held on. Hopefully we can do the same thing next week. We got the same 2 teams, Friday and Saturday, which that's what it's all about for us, is the district championship.
And what you can say about defensively, a little change early in the second half, but you turned it back up to the zone. Looked like it was a big difference because Rummel couldn't even make any shots, especially in the 4th quarter.
Well, Rummel started hitting shots against our zone, right? First half they couldn't hit anything. They started hitting, so we had to switch back, and they just guard so hard. They made everything difficult. We couldn't get any transition baskets. It was just difficult. It was a hard-fought win. And hopefully next Saturday we can handle it.
Josh, the way you came out, a big layup to just extend the lead more than anything else. What you can say about yourself? I know it was kind of hard, but how you can get together, get that bucket, but your team to come through, especially at the end.
I think our guys came up with a big steal. I got a great look from my friend Jack. We've been playing together since we've been, I remember, 6, 7 years old. And we just got good chemistry together, and I think that was just nothing but just that show of chemistry right there.
Well, what you can say about the experience this week in this tournament, the way you played against very tough competition and everything to prepare you more in the Cali League coming up?
Well, if you know Coach Jennings, then you know that he preaches great defense all the time. And I think once we just learn to get great stops and just play aggressive defense, I think we'll be great.
Absolutely. What you can take from this, Coach, going into next week, getting back in the district?
I'm going to work real hard this week on the end-of-game situations. I did not feel we handled that very well the last minute at all. And even yesterday, I felt we could have done better at the end. So we're going to work on a lot of late-game situations.
Chris Jennings and also Josh Washington, congratulations, guys.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Back to you, Kenny.
Okay, thank you very much.
Congrats.
Congratulations, Chris. Jesuit wins the boys state division here, the Allstate Sugar Bowl Classic, 38-37 over Rummel here this evening. Some final thoughts about this one, Bill?
You know, if you listen to Coach Jennings in his interview right there, you know, he's going to work on his late end of the game situations, but they pulled out at the end what they needed to do. Hitting that big shot by Jacob Washington was really crucial for them, and they got to cut down on their turnovers. You know, I'm sure he's not happy with his 20 turnovers. So, you know, it's a great preparation for the two games that they've got left for each other, and for the rest of the Catholic League too.
Jimmy?
I think Coach Jennings is happy to get the win, and I think Coach Thompson is probably very happy that his kids came out and gave his team a chance to win at the end, and how they fought to get back into the game and still had a chance at the end. So I think both teams, both coaches, both teams probably happy where they're at, knowing that they're pretty much even going into the next contest that they're going to play on Saturday.
I mean, I think if you look at those two teams, Bill, and you see those teams in that league all the time, those two teams probably resemble each other more than any other two teams in the league.
Oh, no doubt about it. There's nobody out that plays like those two teams in the district. You know, like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, you know, they're mirror images of each other, and they really are. The only thing is that you know, you're not going to see zone defense from Rummel. But other than that, the way they play and the way they, you know, the way they play offense and take care of the ball and you know what they do, their fundamentals. Yeah, these teams are totally alike.
So a 38-37 win for Jesuit over Rummel to win this bracket of the Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic, and of course this one being the boys state division. Now we have the boys national division forthcoming with the championship of really the best teams that we have in the tournament that play in this higher bracket. So we look forward to seeing what transpires here between Bartlett High out of Tennessee and Olympia High out of Florida. This has been, you know, a matchup that maybe some thought would happen, but a lot of people thought St. Joseph's would be here coming in to this particular tournament. They were the pick of most people that we spoke to before it started, but early on you could see the ability of Olympia, the way they showed up. Jimmy, you saw this coming with Olympia, didn't you?
Well, yeah, just because they have the great guard, but what they also have is they have a center, a very long athletic center in Jackson Outlaw, and then they have Kevin Charles, which is a 6'5" Dennis Rodman type player, high energy. They have perfect complement to go around Jizzle James, which is the Cincinnati commit 6'2" guard, son of Edrin James. I just know from experience that great guard play is going to give you a chance to win not only games but win tournaments. And, you know, they got Cam Miles to go along, which is another guard to go along with Jizzle James. So, you know, Jizzle James has got a chance to play in the NBA. Whenever you have a guy like that, it's going to be hard to beat a team like that. So, even though Bartlett's the #1 seed in this tournament, they're going to have their hands full with Olympia.
And Bill, you've seen a lot of those games over the years. You've done a lot of these championship games in this bracket. We saw Ben Simmons here. We saw Reese Beekman here. We saw Javonte Smart here. We saw Jared Butler here. We've seen a lot of guys that have gone on to play in the NBA that have played in this event. And these guys are high school players right now, but I guarantee you that we're looking at least 2 possibilities, if not 3, in this game based on what we've seen of guys that could go play at that high of a level. That's what kind of talent you're talking about in this kind of game.
Well, sure. I mean, you've only got one that's committed right now to play someplace else. That's Jizzle James. But, you know, that's just because the other guys haven't made up their minds yet. It's not because they don't have a place to go. So yeah, you know, I look at these 2 rosters and the height, the size on both teams. You know, Bartlett's got Javar Daniel at 6'10".
And he's a real deal. Yeah, he can shoot for his size, too.
You know, and Tim was talking about Jackson Outlaw and Kevin's Charles. I mean, to go along with Jizzle James. So just the size of these teams is something you don't see that very often in Louisiana. Not 2 teams going at each other. So it's going to be real interesting.
Well, Javar Daniel from Bartlett, the 6'10" center, going to be key for Bartlett to keep him out of foul trouble. He's a difference maker. He's a shot blocker at the rim, but he also can take his game outside and shoot threes. So, you know, he's a difference maker for Bartlett. But look, Bartlett's got a tremendous amount of depth. They play a lot of guys. They got tremendous size, even on the wing spot. And then they have a really good guard also in the Neville kid that's 6'2", 180, sophomore. That really has had a really good tournament here. And he's what makes them go. But their length is what carries them. So if their length can disrupt Olympia will be in for a long night.
Bartlett, you go back and look at what's happened in this tournament. They had to survive a massive scare from St. Augustine in the opening round, where St. Aug was really the better side most of the night. They had the lead almost the entire game and then let it get away late. And then they had Newman, and Newman had the lead most of the game. And then Newman let it get away late and went to overtime and lost. Newman was without Chris Lockett, which really hurt them in that game. I think with Lockett, it might have been a different outcome. But then Bartlett looked like a different team in the game we saw earlier today. They were just absolutely dominant against Archbishop Shaw. I mean, what they did earlier today, I told you at the time, if they play like that, they've got a chance to win today.
Yeah, their size affected Shaw. Again, if their size can affect Olympia, then Bartlett will win. But if their size does not affect Jizzle James and company, then I think Olympia will be the victorious in this game. But look, this probably will go down to the last seconds, just like every other championship has so far tonight.
Well, Olympia beat Country Day by 12 in the opening round. Then they beat John Curtis Christian, who's a good team, the next time. So they took out 2 good local teams, you know, and then they got a chance to play St. Joseph's of California, and
which everybody thought was unbeatable.
Right. They were the pick to come in to win the event, and Olympia had control of the game, the whole game, and then it almost got away at the end, and they held on to win by 1.
Well, once they lost Jizzle.
Yeah,
once Jizzle fouled out.
Changed everything.
3 minutes left in the game, you lose your best player, and you know, sometimes it'll come back to haunt you. And St. Joseph, Santa Maria out of California is a championship level team, so they weren't going to quit, and it almost got away from Olympia.
St. Joseph has a couple of players we're going to see at the next level too, and maybe beyond that. Watching them play here tonight, I was really impressed with 2 in particular, but 24 was a real deal. He was really good.
He's a future star in the NBA.
I mean, that guy, he's got game, and I mean real game across the board. And I was so impressed with their team as a whole, but certainly that young man. And you got to pronounce his name, right? So,
well, the word is a year ago as a freshman, came over from Africa,
right,
and was 135 pounds. He's now 6'6", 210 pounds,
and he's a sophomore.
And he's a sophomore,
yeah.
and he looks like Michael Jordan right now.
He does.
And his game is similar. His game is similar.
Yeah, he's a real deal. I mean, that's a really good-looking player to watch him perform the way he did. And, of course, Caden Hamilton, their big, is a solid player as well. They're a senior at 6'9", but they could not beat this team that we're watching here tonight, Olympia.
Well, that's why you play the game.
Yep.
Well, it's hard to beat. At any level, it's hard to beat great guards. And Olympia has that. And then they have the two role players inside, the 6'9" outlaw, and then Charles, the 6'5" kid. They got a great complementary team. And if Jizzle James is hitting shots, they're almost unbeatable.
You know, I'd be interested. I don't know if it's possible, if you got all of the old score books from these tournaments, but to come up with a list of guys that, you know, played in the NBA, that are playing in the NBA, you know, or even at the high-level college. That'd be really interesting to see.
We've got a lot of high major college players.
Yeah, and I think that would, y'all do a great job with this tournament, and I think that would just further enhance your reputation if you know, you got a list like that out of all these guys that.
That's a good idea, Bill. We'll try to have that for next.
Hey, look, I tell you what,
year.
you let me borrow all the books, and I'll look all these guys up for you.
Okay.
I'm retired. I got nothing to do.
Ed Daniels has got all those books. So.
Okay. All right.
He's got the books. He makes all the bucks too, right? So there's that. We just, of course, Ed does a great job, as does Christy, as does Timmy here to put this event on every year. And we're just blessed to be part of it. Bill and I enjoy coming over here and being around this every year to see this quality of play that exists in this tournament. So teams head to their respective benches, and
That's going to be a problem.
you'll see Olympia wearing the aqua look here tonight. That's the best I can describe
Give him the money.
that look. And of course, you'll see the others. Bartlett wearing the white here tonight. Olympia's 13-1. Bartlett's 15-4 overall. Entering the game tonight. We'll set the starters for you here momentarily as we get set for play here to get this one rolling. The final championship game of the Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic taking place here this evening. And again, the quality of play we expect here will be simply outstanding.
May have a few plays above the rim tonight, huh?
Yeah, just a few. That goes without saying when you watch the way these teams perform. As we'll give you the starters here momentarily as they're being introduced. For Bartley, starters for Bartlett include KJ Neville, the 6'2 sophomore, along with Christian Alston, who's a 6'6 junior. Charvez Ambrose, who was good earlier today, a 6'5 sophomore. You hear the length on these teams. Then you got Rashad Williams, a 6'7 junior, and Javar Daniel, a 6'10 senior. And we'll set the Olympia lineup for you here momentarily.
And number 22, Jackson Outlaw.
Another thing that could play into this is that Olympia had a little bit tougher time in the semifinals, so their starters had to expend more energy.
That's an interesting point that I should have thought of but didn't think of. We're getting a jersey change here. That's why I'm waiting to give you the final starters here. We're going to We might have a technical to start the game. I'm hearing that right now because of somebody just changed jerseys, and we see that happening as we speak. So, Jizzle James is a 6'2 senior. He'll be joined in the starting lineup by Sean Owens, a 6-foot sophomore. Caden White, a 6'3 junior, along with Kevin Charles, a 6'5 senior, and Jackson Outlaw, a 6'8 senior. I don't think they're going to have a technical after all. I heard them say that, and we're talking about it here. They had two guys that were changing jerseys, and they're just going to play it. So we're good to go. With the start of the championship game, and the tap goes in backcourt to Bartlett out of Tennessee. This will be KJ Neville. Good one running the show. And now he dishes off to Christian Alston. Alston across the timeline, man-to-man defense. Hands it back to Neville, back to Alston. On the right block, gets it to Daniel. Daniel turns, shoots, and he can't convert. And the rebound controlled by Outlaw. Jackson Outlaw gets it on the run to Caden White. Caden White, right corner pass, Sean Owen. Owen off the bounce. Pulls up for a long three. That's not going to get there. Out of bounds to Bartlett. Little pressure here in backcourt, but getting it is Neville. Neville being hounded now. They look for the double trap, but he wisely got out of it. Bounce pass front court. Got it baseline. Nice dish inside. Layup good. Rashad Williams on the good pass from Daniel puts Bartlett on top. Make that extra pass inside. Works beautifully.
Both teams in man.
Both teams opening man. Is Owens. Left side of the floor to White. There's Jizzle James. And it's stripped out of bounds. Good defense play by Neville. And look at Neville getting down in the stance. Ready to face guard James every step of the way.
That's going to be a battle the whole night, Neville and James.
And he's not going to leave to help on anybody else.
Charles on the weave to White. Pops a three, drops it. Caden White. And a 3-2 lead for Olympia. James hounding Neville. Boy, they guard each other, right? Skip pass, got there. And a 5-footer, that's no good. Went up and got his own board and scores. That's the length of Daniel, Javar Daniel scoring. And a 4-3 lead for Bartlett. No substitute for that kind of length.
Yeah,
we're above the rim this game.
Backing his man down, but good position defense by Daniel. To James. James, a lot of head fakes. He'll pop the three and miss it. And good block out and controlled by Williams.
Key for Olympia is that James can't get in foul trouble.
Out high, Daniel. Alston, floater no, tip no. James has it. James, too far. Great idea. They had the numbers, but just threw it too far. First turnover.
A little more air underneath that one.
Little full court pressure again. Make Neville work.
Both teams with that full court. I love it.
Owens hounding him. Crossing over. Out near the timeline here. Williams back to Neville.
Nothing's easy running their offense here.
No, they're extending that defense and shading everywhere. Pass knocked away out of bounds. Boy, they're covering those passing lanes well.
Yeah, the recovery of Olympia is really impressive because of their athleticism.
Devin Crockett checks in for Bartlett. For the first time, Neville will sit. Inbounds pass stolen. Here goes Jizzle James. He'll get there, and he'll miss it. Got it back. And he's blocked away. And now got it back and scores. Stayed with it. If at first you don't succeed, right?
Or second.
So James gets the basket, and it's 5-4. Trap here.
No, let him
Backed out of it. They let him out of it.
Let him out of it.
And he gets around it. Skip pass. 3 ball. Skying for that board, but unable to control it. Nice dish for the dunk. Daniel slams it home from Williams. Daniel's got 4. Bartlett has a 6-5 lead. You said you wanted to see playing above the rim.
Yeah,
That's it.
Big boy basketball. Both teams playing at a fast, high rate here.
To the rack. Beautiful move and basket and 1. Caden White off the dribble drive. Gets the foul from Alston. His first.
Both teams trying to figure out where the weaknesses are on each team.
So White's off to a great start with 5 points. And he has his team on top by 1. Daniel with his second board. 5 lead changes already.
Nice.
Again, the skip passes are there, but he stepped out of bounds. How many times have we seen that?
All tournament.
The whole tournament, yeah.
I don't know how you don't know where you're at on the floor.
Reminds me of De La Salle's gym. If you're on the other side, away from the benches, they've got like 10 feet there.
Yeah, Jimmy knows a little bit about that gym.
People always seem to step out of bounds over there.
Dribble drive knocked away out of bounds and retained by Olympia.
Both teams are playing with a lot of energy here to start the game. I think depth will play a factor in this game for sure. So we'll see who has the deeper bench.
James thought he might catch and shoot, but did not. Spins around a defender.
Nice
what great body control by James. He's got 4, and it's 9-6. 3 ball. Bang. Chavez Ambrose ties it up. And transition basketball.
Oh, yes.
This is fun. This is fun basketball right here, guys.
The athleticism all over the court.
High energy. Both teams playing hard. Both teams play above the rim.
Long rebound and a chance to run all the way.
Here's another dunk. No?
Plays it in. Beautiful job by Charles. Off the board. He took it all the way. And a 13-9 lead for Olympia. And a little full court pressure here. 2:16 to play in the first quarter. Championship game.
You can see that. You can tell the taking home the hardware is important for both of these teams.
Without a doubt. Crossover. Can't control it. Scramble. Still loose. That's out of bounds, and that's going Olympia's way. Second turnover for Bartlett. Substitution for Bartlett. Jack Shackelford is in.
But
Cam Miles in for Olympia.
I don't know the schedule these two teams have played, if they're playing a national schedule or not. But
they are. They play in high-level teams.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Then they know they know exactly what to expect. When they're playing
absolutely.
A game like this, playing against their opponents.
Yeah, Olympia's coming off in Florida, coming off a big-time tournament in the finals. I think they got beat in the finals.
James has it knocked away, but he'll have to chase it down and does. With Regale Moore guarding him off the bench. James wants to go to work on Moore. Falls away and won't get the roll. Rebound long in the corner. Controlled by Bartlett. Montague. Ferocious defense being played on both ends. 13-9 lead Olympia. Dribble drive all the way. Oh, he passed it. Should have shot it there. Well, you get that deep, you got to go up, right?
Little nervous of the length around the rim, and that's he should have finished there instead of passing out of the lane.
Cam Miles as we approach a minute to play in the first quarter and a 4-point lead for Olympia. Caden White's had a good quarter. Trying to make it a better one. He does.
Nice job right there.
7 points for White. He's the X factor thus far. And a 6-point lead for Olympia. Dribble drive, got inside, totally rejected. And cleared by Outlaw.
Outlaw's a shot blocking machine.
He sure ate that one. 6'8", 201-pound senior.
Checking in for Olympia, number 14, Alexis.
James.
Backing number 21, Kevin Strong.
Found an open shooter, not there. Rebound Daniel, his third. Last shot coming of the quarter. Long three ball. James skies to get the board, his third, and the quarter ends 15-9, Olympia on top. Jimmy?
Yeah, Olympia came out like we thought they would. Got guys coming off the bench. Not as much depth probably as Bartlett, but really going to see in the fourth quarter who's more fatigued. But bottom line is Jizzle James has got a lot of help in this first quarter with his teammates.
Indeed he does, and Bartlett finds itself down by 6 here early on. Bill, pretty impressed?
I think we've seen exactly what we thought we were going to see as far as the tempo, the level of play, playing above the rim, running the floor, good defense also, and a clean game. I think only one foul in the whole quarter. So I think it's exactly what we thought we were going to get.
And they're not holding anything back from an effort standpoint because they know this is their last game. So
yeah.
That's why you're going to see, Jizzle James play in with a lot more intensity than maybe he did the first two games.
Set to begin the second quarter. Olympia ball. Cam Miles gets it.
Cam Miles is a very good player for Olympia also.
Fall away, no. Controlled by Montague. That's well off, but an offensive board. Nope, gonna go the other way. Over the back call against Stokes. Stokes gets his first personal foul. Stokes at 6'8", nice to come off the bench with that. To the free throw line here. Will go Charles. Foul by Stokes, his second.
You can see the athleticism in Jizzle James, just like his dad.
Who's here, by the way, watching across the way.
The great NFL
Edgerrin James,
running back.
Fantastic running back. Free throw good.
He's got that burst that you don't see with most kids.
And the body control also goes with it.
7-point lead.
He plays with great pace.
Now an 8-point lead. Good lefty stroke by Charles. Why is it that left-handers always look like good shooters?
Yeah, it's a good point because they have that elbow down. They shoot through the window. It's a good point. Maybe people aren't messing up their shot because there's not many left-handed people out there to teach them.
It's interesting. And has a nice delay by Montague to put it in. Off the pass by Moore. Make it 17-11. Good patience by Montague. Let the shot blockers fly by.
It's like a lefty in baseball with the natural curve.
Gail Moore. Dribble penetration. Shot swatted away and controlled.
Nothing easy in the paint.
Knocked away here. Goes out of bounds. Turnover by Bartlett. Their fourth. And we'll get a substitution here as Christian Alston is back in for the Panthers. James
Nice job
and
going full
scores.
speed too. Nice reverse pivot on the layup, going full speed.
James with 6. Eight-point lead here for Olympia. 6:15 to play in the first half. Double team, triple team. Spins it out of there. Nice extra pass. Can't convert though. Good rebound. By Miles. Here's James, open floor. James, dribble drive. James, fall away. Off balance there though. And controlled by Neville. Straightaway 3. Knock it down, won't you, Jack? Shackelford. And it's 19-14. Strong drive. He put that in, but it's fouled before the shot. He went right at Neville there. He was not going to be stopped.
Takes a lot of courage to get in front of James.
him, huh?
No doubt.
It's amazing that he didn't play high school football.
Well, his passion of basketball is well recognized given the ability he displays on a consistent basis.
Oh, there's no question. He's definitely a basketball player, a high-level basketball player.
Nice fake up and under move. That's beautiful.
Job by Charles.
Charles gets it done. He's got 6, 21-14. Under 5 minutes to play in the half. 7-point lead for Olympia. Good hard cuts by Bartlett, but good guarding by Olympia here. Found the open shooter. Doesn't go. James all the way. James finishes. How strong is he?
Man, that's a strong finish. That's Power 5 finish right there, boys.
Agreed. 4 minutes to play in the half. 9-point lead, biggest for Olympia. Straightaway 3. Long rebound controlled by Alston. A foul called on Olympia. That's going to work against Cam Miles, his first. That's only the first foul of the game for Olympia. Number 1.
That's impressive. with 3:48 left in the second quarter, first foul.
James
the way
will
they're
get a
playing,
rest.
yes.
James gets a rest. Caden White is in. Steal right away by Miles. Miles all the way. Left hands it in. Beautiful job to use the offhand, protecting the defender from the ball with his right hand. 29-14. They're not only talented, they're well schooled as well. Daniel leans in. Nice shot. Good body control. He's got 6. Got to go to him more. Nice coverage. Wild shot. Offensive rebound. Short. Got it back. Short again. And then they're tied up. Wow. That's 2 bigs going at it in a big way, right?
You know, and it's a shame you don't have a jump ball there. I mean,
Yeah.
and, you know, toss it up, jump
Sure.
ball.
And Daniel's been on the bench a good bit for Bartlett
He has
in the
been.
first half.
Yeah, he gets a lot of rest. They've got the ability to go with other bigs, and they have. But he needs to assert himself in this game. He's got 6 thus far. 25-16 lead for Olympia. 2:45 to play in the half. Pull up. Score it. Chavez Ambrose has 5, and it's 25-18. 2:20 to play in the half.
Both teams in great shape. The conditioning of both teams is pretty phenomenal.
Step under. Oh, what a shot. Beautifully done by Charles. He's got 8. He's been big in this half. Trap in the corner. Got it out of there. Had to slow down to recover it. Under 2 minutes to play in the half. A 9-point lead for Olympia. That's a bump and a foul on Caden White, his first, team's second.
Olympia's just got so many weapons. I mean, James, White, Charles, all 3 of them are filling it up right now.
Titans up by 9. Minute 40 to play in the half. Great job of Jizzle James. Pulls up, scores. He's good.
He's got a great mid-range game.
And a double-digit lead for the first time. 29-18. Extra pass for the open shooter, and a good shooter indeed.
Yeah, he's a good shooter.
Eight-point game as we reach a minute to play in the half. That's way off. Yeah, I think he's a better mid-range shooter than a deep ball guy.
Yep.
For 3, that's off. Coming the other way on the run. That's going to be an offensive foul. Good call. Good job by Neville to take the hit from Charles.
Yeah, Neville's a tough kid, I tell you. Been showing it the whole tournament.
45.6 seconds to play. Still an 8-point game. Deshaun Tolbert in for Olympia. 42 seconds left to play in the half.
Tolbert was big for Olympia down the stretch in the last game at the free throw line.
Right corner is an air ball. And here they come as Tolbert got the rebound. Bang. James scores again.
Yeah, he just needs to step into the lane, into the inside that line.
Anything mid-range, he's deadly. He's got 12. It's 31-21. Last shot coming here. 10 seconds left. Neville. 5 seconds left. They're not looking at the basket. 3 seconds left. 2 seconds. Shoots the jumper and banks it in.
Three.
A three. They're going to say a three at the buzzer, so it should be 24. That's a three-pointer, so it's 24. So Neville banks it in at the buzzer, his first three of the game, and that pulls Bartlett within 31-24 at the break. Boy, I didn't think he'd ever get a shot off.
That didn't look like a three to me.
It didn't look like it, no.
Well, they're saying a three all the way. So,
but what a way to go into halftime hitting a shot like that. That could be a real confidence booster.
Yeah, that could be a game changer.
That could be.
Yeah, there's no replay here, so obviously that's going to be the way it unfolds at halftime here with the score 31-24, the lead for Olympia over Bartlett. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in 5 minutes to recap the first half and get you ready for the start of the second half here on CrescentCitySports.com. J. Neville with 3. Jarvis Ambrose with 5. 6 points for Javar Daniel and for Jack Shackle for 2 for Rashad Williams. And for Olympia, it's 2 points for Jackson Outlaw, 2 points for Cam Miles, 8 points for Kevin Charles, 7 for Caden White, and Jizzle James with 12 points and 4 rebounds to go along with 2 steals and an assist thus far. Jimmy, this kind of reminds me of the game we just saw. You kind of felt like Jesuit totally dominated the first half against Rummel and felt like they were up by 15, but they were only up single digits at the half and then found themselves in a battle to win. This is kind of the same feeling in that Olympia really controlled the first half. It feels like they're up by more, but they're only up by 7.
That's right. That 3-point shot at the end of the first half really could be a momentum change for Bartlett. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of energy that gave Bartlett coming out in the second half. This game is far from being over. Olympia is still going to have to make shots, and they're going to really have to get good play to win this game.
Bill, what have you seen thus far?
Well, Bartlett's made 4 3-pointers to Olympia's only, 1? So I think that's why this game is as close as it is, and why it's not out of reach for Bartlett yet. They've got the ability to hit that big 3-point shot like they did at the end of the half.
Clearly a game in the balance here. Clearly an edge to the Titans thus far. Again, they're a 13-1 team coming into this, so we shouldn't be surprised. They're out of Orlando, Florida.
Really good high school team. I tell you what, they've got depth. They've got just so many pieces. And they got really good guard play. But if Bartlett can keep hitting threes, this thing's going to go right down to the wire.
Well, I think they've got to do that, and I do think Javar Daniel has to be more involved. He's got 6 points, 3 rebounds in the game, and I just think I know Outlaw can match him with size and physicality, but they got to go to him. Not only that, but Daniel can shoot the jumper. I mean, we've seen his ability to shoot the ball too.
Yeah, Charles has been the best big in this game for Olympia, and then Outlaw has affected Bartlett around the rim. So right now, Olympia's bigs are getting the best of Bartlett.
Second half begins. Olympia will have the ball to start it. And we're underway. This is Caden White with 7 points in the first quarter. Jizzle James bumped, steps through. Beautiful job, counted, and 1.
Nice strong move there by James.
Miguel Moore the foul. James with 14 will have a chance for 15 momentarily. He just really understands how to play this game.
Yeah, you could tell he's played in a lot of games, a lot of AAU games.
The body control, just amazing.
He's got 15 now as he buries the free throw, and suddenly it's a double-digit lead again at 10 for the Titans. Neville. Ambrose. Neville back to Ambrose. Skip pass. There's Daniel. Missed it. And the rebound cleared by Owens. Ten-point lead for Olympia here. Start of the third. Clear out for James. Finds an open shooter. Rebound controlled by Williams. Good help defense by James there. 3 ball, left corner. Regale Moore delivers. And they come away with it. Good pass down low. Can he finish? He can.
Yes. That's what they need out of Daniel. Back
And a 5-point game.
Cut that 10-point lead in half in an eyelash.
Right corner,
pass in
wide
the
open
corner.
shooter. Fake the defender out of the way, but can't get it.
Good block out.
Really well done by Rashad Williams, his 4th board. Quick offense here. Left hand, no. Rebound, James. Here he comes, his 5th board. James grabbed. That's the way to stop him from getting there because he was a locomotive.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to.
Probably a good foul right there.
I think so. Regale Mill with his 2nd foul.
He's starting to grab their pants. I think the fatigue is going to set in here in the second half.
Yeah, Moore was going to get there. Or rather, James was going to get there. Moore just made sure that he did not.
They're in the box set on the out-of-bounds play.
James has to run it down in the corner and restart.
Nice
Fall
ball
away
right there.
Oh, it's in and out. Rebound, Ambrose. Still a 5-point game. Strokes at home. KJ Neville with 5, and it's a 3-point game. 7-0 run.
Yeah, Bartlett's
for the
not
Panthers.
going away for sure.
And a timeout taken by Olympia with 5:03 to play in the 3rd quarter, 34-31. The lead down 2-3. I mean, just a moment ago it was 10.
Yeah, I mean, Bartlett came out shooting hot this half, and you know, they're putting the pressure on. James has missed a shot there that usually goes in for him, and Bartlett's taking advantage. I think maybe that 3-point shot at the end of the first half did turn the tide.
It's carried over here. Well, interestingly enough, Olympia scored the first 3 points of this quarter, but it's been Bartlett since then taking over with a 7-0 run to pull within 3. James has 15 for Olympia. Daniel with 8 leads Bartlett. Titans ball. And Cam Miles. Nice move. Nice floater.
Nice floater.
Miles with 4 makes it a 5-point lead. He can shoot that. Just missed it though. Long rebound. Had numbers. Great pass. Finish it. Regale Moore finishes it from Neville. It's a 3-point game. Pitch to the corner for 3. Got it. Caden White with the triple. That's a big answer to making a 6-point game at 39-33.
Yeah, Bartlett looks a little tired here.
Daniel wanted it. Inside out 3 ball. No. Strong rebound by Outlaw. James. Skip pass. Patience. Fake shot. In and out. Rebound on the floor will be run down.
Another good job of blocking out.
Williams with 5 rebounds now. This will be a steal. This should be a layup on the other end. And it is.
A much needed layup for Olympia.
Caden White with the steal and basket. Now an 8-point lead for Olympia.
Not the most ideal pass, passing it back up to the top like that.
James making Neville work as he gets it front court now to Miguel Moore. 2:50 to play in the third, an 8-point lead for the Panthers, or rather for the Titans, pardon me. Good position defense denied in there by Outlaw, but the offensive board can't finish.
And who but Charles comes up with the rebound.
James says clear out, let's go. I got this, kind of what he's saying. And he did have it, and he got it. He knew he had it. James has 17.
Yeah, he's wanting to clear out. He wants to take it himself.
I mean, he's just deadly with inside that arc.
Yeah, mid-range game
My
is
gosh.
as good as you're going to see in high school.
Timeout taken by Bartlett. 1:55 to play.
Both teams are exhausted. It's going to be interesting to see if they can continue to play full court man in the fourth quarter.
Again, it's their second game of the day, just to put it in perspective for everyone that's watching. They played a semifinal game earlier, and here they are playing a final game on the same day.
And I think Bartlett just substituted all 5 players, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably a smart move. Yeah, it looks like they did.
Yeah. I mean, Neville looks like he's about to just collapse. He's just playing his heart out.
Right.
So wholesale changes. Johns Harris will bring it in for Bartlett. And does so to Connor McDowell. This is Harris out top. Good shooter. Ambrose.
Stepped on the line.
I mean, Stokes, I should say. Stokes steps out. So Stokes in the game.
Outlaws affecting the bigs for Bartlett.
Montague on the floor along with Shackelford. Skip pass left side. Dribble drive. James lost control. And throws it away. And a fight here for the ball, and it's given right back. So tit for tat here, each side turning it over. Caden White patiently waits. Now they hedge on him, so he gets it out of there to Outlaw. Find James left corner 3 ball. He's short. He's been short on all those threes. Rebound to Alston.
He's a jump shooter, and the fourth game obviously is taking his legs away.
Dribble, drive, scoop. What a beautiful move that is.
Nice finish right there.
Christian Alston, his first 2, and it's 43-35. Under 40 seconds to play in the third. Dribble drive, used his body, can't finish. Rebound saved beautifully by Montague. Now Bartlett likely to play for the last shot. Six seconds, gotta look at the hoop. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, floater in the air, won't go. And the third quarter ends at 43-35 in favor of Olympia.
Bartlett is not going anywhere. They're down by 8, but they're not going anywhere.
Jizzle James leading the way with 17, 12 points for Caden White for Olympia. And no one in double figures for Bartlett. They haven't had that option to really carry the mail, so to speak.
No, but they got 8 players that have scored for them, so they're spreading it around. And they put in those 5 substitutes and really didn't lose anything while those 5 were in. So now they can come back with their starting 5.
Yeah, they're playing more players than Olympia, hoping that in the fourth quarter, it's going to make a difference.
So an 8-point game, last championship game of the 2023. I'm getting used to saying that, by the way. Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic. Ken Trahan with Timmy Bird, Bill Gallagher, V.K. Jones along for the ride. And here in the fourth quarter, we'll see who's got enough left in the tank to carry this forward. Bartlett's going to stick with the same 5 that finished the third quarter.
Yeah.
Ready to roll here in the fourth. Underway. Is Hampton. Alston. Guarded by James. Poked away, stolen. Attacking and blocked. Good shooter. Can't finish. Tip in is good. Followed up by Montague. He puts it home. And it's a 6-point game. And a good job of getting inside. That's Charles, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair. Foul's going to work against Stokes. Third personal on Matthew Stokes. To the line goes Charles. Kevin Charles has 8 in the game. And now 9.
Tell you what, he's had a good tournament.
Second one is good. So the lead back up to 8. Chance Harris checks in for Bartlett. Way Hampton. Knocked away, loose, but retrieved. Dribble drive, open shooter for 3, won't go. Dug out of there by, and James gets fouled as Charles had gotten the rebound. That's on Montague. His first. So here at the free throw line is James with 17 points, trying to add to an 8-point lead. Strokes it home. It's 2 for 2 from the line. KJ Neville back in. So is Regale Moore. For Bartlett. Trying to make it a double-digit lead is James. And does. 47-37 lead. James with 19. Under 7 minutes to play.
Oh, turned his ankle.
Oh, somehow got it home. Great job there by Shackelford, who's got 8. Yeah, he's still out there and playing. That's good.
Yeah.
Outlaw comes out to meet it. Not Outlaw, pardon me, but White. Outlaw. Now Caden White. Posts up. Charles spins. Charles shoots. Can't make it. And the rebound controlled by Stokes. Right corner 3. That's a push off and a good call. That's on Alston. His second. Short rest for James. He'll come back in. Or he'll come out. I mean, he's trying to get his footing here before he comes back in. There he is. So he's back in. With 5:54 left to play. And an 8-point lead. Get it in front of us. And Charles Harris. Double team. Out of it to White. White. Attacking
Nice.
Charles. Beautifully done.
What a game he's had.
He's had I was gonna say he's had a good game tonight.
Had a great semifinal also.
49-39 lead here. Charles with 12 now. That was a complete miscommunication. Stolen away by White. His third steal, by the way. With 5:18 to play. Dribble drive, got there, missed it, rebound. Miguel Moore. Nice crossover. Nice shot, can't finish. Good rebound, put in. And Shackelford off the bench has 10. He's been a real plus in this game for Bartlett.
Yeah, absolutely.
Makes it an 8-point game. With 4:59 to play. So the bench play has been good for Bartlett in this game, and I think it's kind of kept them in touch in this game.
I don't know what happened with Caden White over there.
No.
He hit his tailbone.
That's what it was? Okay. Some full court pressure here. No problem to get it into Miles. Miles skipped past to James, who gets it across with no issue. Under 5 minutes to play. Charles to James. James will pop the three and drop it. Got his legs under that one and drills it. He's got 22.
You said he couldn't shoot it.
Yeah, I didn't say he couldn't shoot it. I say he hasn't shot it well.
He must have heard us.
No, but he's got everything else, and if he can shoot the triple, look out. He's got some game. Just a fun player to watch. It's been a pleasure. 11-point edge here. Under 4:30 to play. Neville. Shackelford's been good. That's spun out. James another board at 6th. James wants to go to work. Not going to get there this time.
Look who comes up with it, Charles.
Charles again. His 4th board. And we'll get a timeout taken here by Olympia with 4 minutes exactly to play in the game and a 52-41 lead.
Ed.
So Olympia trying to get things settled. You got Drizzled James with 12. You got Kevin's Charles with 12. And you got Caden White with 12. To lead the way for Olympia.
Three-headed monster for them.
Jack Shackelford has 10 off the bench. He's the only player in double figures for Bartlett in the game.
Yeah, you know, if you're Bartlett, if you're winning, you're saying, yeah, we're just spreading the offense around, and you know, but when you're losing, well, nobody's stepped up. Nobody's taking control of the game. We don't have a go-to guy for this game. So you can look at it two ways.
So 4 minutes to play. 52-41 Olympia on top of Bartlett in this boys national championship game. The Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic. Went for the steal, couldn't get it. Miles wisely backs it out off the dribble. Time is an ally of the Titans at this point. In good hands with James. He's going to fall back from 14. It's short. He's long, chipped out of bounds. It's going to stay with Olympia. strong look. Charles blocked beautifully. What a save there. That's a great play by Daniel.
Yeah, he's grimacing.
Tried to go down low to Daniel. It's knocked out of bounds. Shackelford back in. I think he needs to be on the floor. He's been really effective. Got it in finally.
Yep, stepped on
out
the
of
line.
bounds.
Really, how many times have we seen that tonight?
It's been continuous. And that's going to call a hold here against Neville. He plays hard.
Can we have the ball up here where the foul was? Can we have the ball up here where the foul was? Or no? Can we have the ball where the foul was?
Got it into James.
Double!
11-point lead, approaching 3 minutes left to play here for Olympia. To James. He'll fall away from 15 and miss. Controlled by Montague. Good pin down here, but that's a big man he's trying to go over and can't do it. Shackelford an offensive board, and he's in and one. He's been their most effective player offensively.
Yeah, he's having a good game for Bartlett.
Jizzle James the foul is first, and it's a single-digit lead. And Bartlett down 9, trying to cut a day with Shackelford, who's got 12 off the bench.
And we've seen all day teams down in single digits make it a 1 or 2 point game at the end. Olympia was in a similar situation in the semifinal game. Ended up winning by 1.
Berry's a free throw, good shooter, 13 points, and it's 52-44. Clay Hampton checks back in for Bartlett for defense with 2:35 to play in this championship game.
Oh!
Nobody calls that walk.
Cam Miles caught it. Step or two, right? But got it. Inviting the defense to come to him as Owens. Double team, got it out of there. Outlaw. Back to Owens, keeping it on that side of the floor. Needs help. He picked up his dribble. Timeout, Smart.
Good timeout. Smart
timeout with 2:07 to play. He picked up his dribble and really had nowhere to go.
You don't want to foul him. He's a good free throw shooter. No,
and then nobody's coming to the ball.
At some point, though, you're going to have to start putting Olympia on the free throw line.
At some point. Yep.
And you can't wait too long.
Yeah, I would think soon.
You know, 3 possessions down.
Yep.
You got to start fouling inside of 2 minutes.
I always thought I'd rather err on the side of doing it too early than too late.
Absolutely.
.207 left, 52-44 in favor of Olympia. And Trahan, Jimmy Bird, Bill Gallagher, V.K. Jones with you. In the final championship game of the 2023 Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic. Whistle sounds, ready to go. Throw it away. Exactly what Bartlett needed. Now they must convert. Trying to make this a 2-possession game. If they can score here, there's time. Minute 50 to go. Got to get to work, though. Yo-yoing the dribble. Really, not much happening here. Shackelford for three. Yes, sir! He has been a beast off the bench, and he's given his team a chance here.
That's his third three, right?
Shackelford's third three. He's got 16
He had 2 in the first half, yeah.
16 off the bench, and it's 52-47. Or ride the hot hand. Nice depth, huh?
Olympia likes to make these games close.
Hey, you want to make sure everybody gets their money's worth.
But the strategy for Bartlett's paying off. You know, he's going deep in his bench, keeping the same pace of the game, and getting good production out of his bench. So this game's going to go right down to the wire.
There's a minute 39 left in the game. He's still got some of his bench players in the game.
Yeah, and he's going to press right here, try to get a steal in the back court, and if they make it into the front court, well, then they're going to have to foul here.
Teams back out on the floor. With 1:39 left. And away we go. 5-point lead for Olympia. Full court pressure. Get it to James. Not a bad idea, but he's double teamed. To Miles. Miles to Charles. Charles, bump, no call. Got it back to James. James lobs.
Whoa, what a play.
For the dunk by Outlaw. James on the special delivery. 54-47, 3-possession game, 1:15 left. Shackelford's been the man. Can't get that shot. Defender fell. Good penetration, knocked away, and there's the steal. And they throw it back away the other way. And a layup. And a timeout. As Rashad Williams gets his 4th point. And just like that, it's back to a 2-possession game at 54-49 with 54.6 seconds left. Just when you're ready to write them off, they're right there still.
Yep, this is like we thought it was going to go down to the wire.
Exactly what's transpired.
Yeah, Olympia's good, but they have a little trouble closing the things out.
Yeah.
Pelicans lost again tonight at Dallas.
Well, you got to give credit to Bartlett there.
Sure, Bartlett's not quitting, right? Yeah.
You know, Bartlett's got a lot of good players, real deep team.
I mean, the Pelicans didn't have McCollum. They didn't have Williamson. They didn't have Ingram. It's crazy. They get beat in Dallas tonight by 10. Half-court pass. Got it done, and then a foul. With 52.4 seconds left. That's on Shackelford.
Probably not the guy you want to foul.
You know, McCollum sat out for the Pelicans tonight, and to me, I think that's, as far as I can remember, that's the first time they've sat somebody for rest, unlike the rest of the league.
Yeah, playing for the long haul, not the short term. Took the loss. Made the free throw, what they need to do to put it away. Miles makes it a 6-point lead. He has another coming. He's got 5 points in the game. Cam Miles.
If he can make it a 3-possession game, that's really big for them.
Nope. Not happening. Still a chance for Bartlett. Just under 50 seconds left.
Need to look for Shackelford. There he is.
Oh, they didn't see him. Layup good. Timeout.
4-point
Stokes'
game.
his first 2 of the game. Good time for that. Still plenty of time. 38.7 seconds left in a 55-51 game.
Yeah, Shackelford was open in the corner.
Look to get this to James. You tell your best player to go get the ball no matter what. And then he's going to be trapped. He'll pass out of it.
Well, James is 3 for 3 from the line as well, thinking in those terms. Charles is 4 for 4 from the line, thinking of those terms. In terms of who you want the ball in the hands of.
Outlaw hasn't shot a free throw.
No.
He probably, they took him out last possession. Outlaw wasn't on the floor.
Miles 1 for 2.
The NFL tonight, Kansas City clinched the #1 seed in the AFC. They beat Las Vegas 31-13. Jacksonville wins the AFC South. Go figure. Amazing. Beat Tennessee 20-16. Doug Peterson's a good man. He's a good coach. He's a really good hire by the Jaguars. Got to know him when he was at Calvary Baptist.
Yeah, he's a great,
really good
great guy.
Full court pressure and timeout taken by James.
Good smart play by James.
38.7 seconds left.
You know, kids still forget that they can run the baseline out of that timeout.
You might want to put, you know, it was funny because Charles was throwing the ball in before, and now they got James. Probably need Charles to, because he's got the length, and let James make sure he gets the ball.
38.7 seconds to play. 55-51. And we remind you that high school basketball at Crescent City Sports is brought to you by the Lamarck Motor Company in Kenner. Lamarck Lincoln is the only Lincoln Black Label dealership in the market. It's more than ownership, it's membership, and it must be a reason. And our high school basketball in Crescent City Sports brought to you by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for more than 45 years, transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction.
This is why free throw shooting so important. Situations like this at the end of the game. They're doing 4 across.
Finally get it in. Miles to James, James to Miles. And they'll foul Miles. So Miles is 1 for 2 from the line. So probably not a bad situation for Bartlett. I mean, again, the two guys they didn't want to foul were James or Charles.
I think Miles or Owens are probably the two to take your shot with.
It's a 4-point lead. It's a 1-and-1 for Cam Miles. He's got 5 points, 1 of 2 at the line. He got it. Soft touch. 5-point lead. Second one is not going to go. Rebound Montague is 6th. 5-point lead. On the run, Neville. Neville finds an open shooter for 3. It's off. Rebound put back in. Timeout. Montague, another offensive board. He's got 7 rebounds, 6 points, and it's 56-53, a 1-possession game with 21.1 seconds left.
Do you expect anything else?
No. I mean, we've had 4 championship games that have literally gone down to the wire.
Yeah.
I mean, this is great stuff, man.
Really incredible.
All my years of doing this, we haven't had this.
No.
And I was there at the first one in 2012 at the Pontchartrain Center, and been there every year for this. Of course, we started doing the games, 6-7 years ago. And it's been a blast, but none have been better than this in retrospect. The way this has unfolded. Very cool. So 21.1 seconds left. The key here is to get it inbounds. And then who to? They foul Miles. It worked out. He split a pair. He's only 2 of 4. So again, they'd love to get it in the hands of James or Charles. But James is going to be the inbound passer.
You got to get it in, though.
Correct. Did, and now he gets it back. And he gave it up, though. And they're going to get the same man. So they're going to send the same player back to the line. Stokes the foul. And once again, it's going to be on Miles, who's only 2 for 4 from the line. And has 6 points with 13.2 seconds left. Outlaw's going to come in for defense in a moment. It's a 2-shot foul now, so the 1-and-1's out of play. Double bonus. Still has to make at least one, and he does. Miles delivers his 7th point. Outlaw in for defense. 4-point lead. Miles delivers. He got them both. Swish City. And it's a 5-point lead. 13 seconds left. Neville fouled. Fouled? That's hard.
They got fouls to give.
Okay, well, that would explain it.
That's only their, what, second team foul?
Yeah, that's a smart move on the part of Olympia. They're going to say on the floor. White commits his 3rd.
Oh, I don't think he was shooting that.
No, good call.
No.
It's 7.5 seconds left. Now you just want to play straight up defense. Neville to the hole, doesn't go. Outlaw's got it, and Olympia has won the Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic national title with a 58-53 win tonight. It wasn't easy, Jimmy.
Yeah, I tell you what, both teams fought, and you know, we thought Olympia would win this game if they got good guard play, but they, you know what, they got good guard, they got good play by everybody, and then Bartlett never quit, went real deep into their bench. Really high quality game here that we've grown to expect here at the Allstate Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, the kind of quality you expect. I mean, look, it's hard to play that second game of the day, and you don't expect the level of play to be extremely high because of that, but I thought this was a pretty good quality game.
If somebody walked in off the street tonight, they wouldn't have known that either of these teams were playing their second game.
Jizzle James undoubtedly is going to be the MVP. Finished this one with 22 points, 6 rebounds. And if you're looking at an all-tournament team, I think Charles should be on it as well.
Yeah, you'll see Charles and Outlaw on that team.
So the final presentations to be made here this evening.
How about a hand for both teams for an unbelievable?
Yeah, both teams will get their round of applause, as they well deserve. To conclude this here this evening, what a great job on both ends, as Bartlett just wouldn't go away. They were tough, Jimmy. They refused to give up. They fought like crazy in this game.
Yeah, you got two mentally and physically tough teams in both of these teams.
No question. Really impressive. Good job. Cam Johnson of Archbishop Shaw made the all-tournament team.
Luis Marin.
And then Marin and Yesuvu made it from St. Joseph.
Tonight for Mr. Artrell Manning from John.
And Artrell Manning of John Curtis Christian as well.
Very nice.
Artrell Manning, of course, the freshman from John Curtis.
Tournament, outstanding. Artrell Manning, ladies and gentlemen. Super. Terrific performer.
See you, Timmy.
And then the rest of the all-tournament team will come from these two teams here this evening.
Also part of our all-tournament team from Bartlett High School, K.J. Neville.
K.J. Neville from Bartlett. For the balance of his work, he only had 5 points in this game. But he's a good player throughout the tournament.
Yeah, had a good tournament.
He played hard.
Really contributed on the defensive end throughout.
Yeah, he's a winning player. The kind of guy you win with because of how hard he plays.
He was tired at the end of this game.
And he's only a sophomore.
Also from Bartlett High School.
Wow.
On our all-tournament team, ladies and gentlemen, Jack Shackelford.
Jack Shackelford had the big game tonight, 16 points.
That's something for somebody off the bench.
Yeah, no
to
kidding.
make the all-tournament team.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
Well, he gave them a chance in this game.
He sure did.
Sure, yep.
Scored 10 in the fourth quarter.
I don't know what he did, in the previous games, but he certainly proved his mettle in this game.
Ladies and gentlemen, our all-tournament team from Olympia. A big hand for Mr. Kevins Charles.
Kevins Charles makes the all-tournament team as we expected. Shackelford had 6 points in the game against Shaw earlier today, just to give you some perspective. Neville had 7.
And also from Olympia, Jackson Outlaw.
Jackson Outlaw also named to the team. Not so much for this game either, but for the tournament. And then, of course, it's a foregone conclusion that Jizzle James will be the MVP here momentarily.
If he's not, Mr. Daniels won't leave with his tuxedo jacket tonight.
We have a very special presentation to make tonight. Our most valuable player trophy each year at the Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic.
So Ed Daniels making the final announcement here. The most valuable player.
Drew Kopenix. We lost him too early and tragically several years ago. And each year, his mom, Terry, comes back to present the trophy in Drew's name. It is a tremendous honor because Drew was an outstanding individual. We miss him terribly. Our MVP in the boys' national bracket, ladies and gentlemen, from Olympia High School, Jizzle James.
So Jizzle James gets the MVP award, a foregone conclusion, as we mentioned. And well-deserved. Not just this game, but the way he played the entire tournament. James finished this game with 22 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals as well. Kevins Charles had 12 for Caden White as well. Just mentioned Jared Butler and Ricardo Gathers. That's not bad.
Getting this trophy tonight is as good as any player we have ever had in this building. Jizzle James.
So James gets a nice round of applause. Shackelford at 16. Jack Shackelford to lead the way for Bartlett here tonight. The teams will get their trophies as well here momentarily and put a wrap on what's transpired here. VK's hoping to be able to get the winning coach and maybe even get Jizzle here if we have enough time to get that done here in short order. It's been a little bit of a long day. I've been here since 7:15 this morning. Had to pick up Ed to get him over here.
Yeah, really appreciate, Ken, you and your organization doing this this tournament and all the high school coverage y'all give us. And Bill, as usual, appreciate you joining in here and giving some enlightened coverage. And Ken, just appreciate the whole organization.
Well, I appreciate you as well for being here and everybody that helps make this happen, because it's a team effort, and we really appreciate the opportunity to be able to do this too, because it's not easy to pull all this off. And Lenny Van Gilder, of course, helps organize this for me and does a great job. Along with Jude Young from our organization.
Yeah, Tim, I want to say this, that, I've been doing this, I don't know how many years I've been doing this with Ken, quite a few. And without a doubt, you guys get the classiest teams to come through here. There's never any type, I can't remember any type of confrontation or anything, poor sportsmanship or anything like that. I'm sure maybe it's happened somewhere, but I cannot remember. I mean, all these kids, all these teams, out-of-state teams, the in-state teams, they're all classy, first-class, well-run programs.
We've been fortunate, really have been fortunate to have a lot of disciplined, high quality, like classy teams, like you said, and appreciate you mentioning that. We bring in, when we bring in out-of-state teams, we're not bringing in undisciplined organizations. We're bringing in teams that have reputations of being well coached and having young men that know how to conduct themselves, and they're not only good players, but you know, they're good teams.
Yes.
And to be a good team, you got to have quality individuals.
And there's certainly we've talked about some of the players that have gone through here, but there are no showboats. You know,
Yeah.
You wouldn't know Jizzle James if he walked down
Humble.
the street. Yes.
You
You
know,
know, they're enjoying themselves,
Yep.
certainly, but they're
having fun.
They're having fun, and you know, it's not about themselves.
This tournament win is important to them, and
Allstate Sugar Bowl National Prep
glad they enjoying it.
Yeah, they came here to get it done, and they got it done. And
Yep.
want to give a big shout out to Zach Fisher and Matt Beal as well for a job well done in producing here this evening too. So VK Jones is getting the winning coach and the star as well, so that we will turn it over to him as soon as he can get the microphone turned on there. So it's ready to go. VK,
All right, Kenny, appreciate it. And we are here right now with the head coach of Olympia, Rob Gordon, and the MVP, Jizzle James. Coach, congratulations. What you could say, this was a game that went down to the wire. Your team would stand away from boiling, and you put the game away. What you can say about your guys?
I just can't say enough about the poise that our guys played with and the confidence just to compete at such a high level consistently tonight. Really proud of our guys. I mean, the second game of the day, and yet we didn't give it. It was no give in for us. And when you got a guy like the Jizzle man, you always have a chance. You always have a chance.
It seems like he kept on making everything he could and everything else, but also credit the teammates, especially Charles, how he got the rebounds, especially this week.
It was a great experience. Just able to put on the show with my team, just show the world what we work on day in, day out, and just trusting this guy. He believes in us, so it's really just showing the work that we've been putting in for years, and it's finally showing the world what we can do.
How you just had to bounce back and be ready to go, especially playing earlier today and coming out playing tonight, especially trying to put it away against a team that kept on fighting all game long.
Really just all props to the coach. He had us prepared all week. All throughout this trip, he had us locked in. So he had a routine for us, and we stuck to that strip, and it just paid off. So really, it's all to him.
MVP and everything else, you know, you played front of your father and everything else. It seemed like you taking a lot of pressure off. You just really playing well and everything, especially a son of a legend.
I'm just playing, having fun, just playing the game I love. Really just showing the work that I've been putting in through for the years. So it's really just a blessing, and it's really not no pressure. It's just fun to be out here with my guys, the guy that trusts me since I was in 7th grade. So it's been a blessing.
Coach Gordon, let me ask you this last thing, what this win going forward for your team, but not just that, how you felt about the experience all week long for your team in New Orleans?
The hospitality here in New Orleans has been great. The Sugar Bowl Classic has been fantastic. The people here have treated us first class all the way. Just really for our basketball team, it's the first time that we've ever won a national level tournament. It's the first time in the history of our school that we've done that. That really is something for us to be proud of and take home back to Florida, showing the country, the national level, that Florida basketball is for real.
Head coach Rob Gordon and also Jizzle James, the MVP of the 2023 Sugar Bowl National Tournament. Thank you so much. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
you.
Back to you, Kenny.
All right, VK, thank you. Great job. So, again, championship belongs to Olympia here tonight, 58-53 over Barlow. The final thoughts of the event, Bill?
Like I said before, the classy teams throughout this entire tournament. You know, the 4 championship games, just, you know, how can you come up with 4 better games than what we had tonight? It was certainly a pleasure to call all 4 of them, all of them down to the wire, exciting games. Just a testament to the entire tournament.
Jim?
Yeah, we were fortunate that, you know, the whole tournament, we've had some incredible games, but to have 4 championship games that have gone down to the last few seconds has been really special.
Fantastic. I mean, just really fun stuff. And want to thank you, Timmy. Want to thank Ed Daniels. I want to thank Christy Hebert for doing a great job with this event for so many years now. And appreciate you and Bill being with us this evening, and VK as well. And again, all of our people that helped make this possible. Matt, thank you. Mr. Beal, thank you. And go tell your dad you saw some good basketball here tonight, man. It's all good. So once again, we want to thank everyone for being part of this. Thanks to the Allstate Sugar Bowl, to Jefferson Parish, and everyone that helps make this possible. For Timmy Bird, for Bill Gallagher, for VK Jones, and our entire crew, Ken Trahan, signing off from the Hilario Center. Thanks for joining us, and be a good sport. God bless you one and all. We're rounding third and heading home. So long.